Hello everyone and welcome to Leederville Oval on a beautiful Saturday afternoon and the West Coast Eagles live stream of the Eagles up against Subiaco courtesy of Hungry Jacks, and a lot of anticipation about this version of events today because of the strength of the West Coast Eagles waffle lineup and also of course Subiaco, who are considered by many one of the top two premiership favourites. Steve Bandy, Tim Gossage with you on a glorious day. Both teams going through their final stages of their warm-up. And we are looking forward to this. We've always enjoyed every game that we do, but very much looking forward to seeing what West Coast can dish up today in what many believe was a lopsided affair, but with the injection of a lot of experience into that Waffle Eagles team, we could be seeing a lot closer contest. Thumper Bandy.
100%, Goss. Good afternoon to you and to everyone listening from home. It was a real spirited effort from the West Coast against Claremont a fortnight ago. Didn't get the chocolates, but if they'd have kicked a little bit more accurately, perhaps they would have notched their first victory of the season, unless... however, they are zilch and 8 at this point in time. What were the odds this morning, Goss, when you passed by the tab?
Ridiculous. I didn't pass by the tab, but I certainly looked online. I can assure you, everyone out there, the market must be wrong. So always gamble responsibly. But the tab touch market this morning was $15 West Coast, $1.01 Subiaco. Now, that is, for me, that's an error.
Well, that's unbackable, certainly, but I wouldn't mind knowing what the line was because this should be a much closer affair than pundits anticipate. There are about 10 West Coast Eagles listed players taking the field this afternoon. They haven't quite got back to what it was in round one against the Demons, where they had 12 trot out. But still a very quality lineup. You've got to remember, though, Subiaco, they're coming off 4 straight and a whopping 98-point victory against the Perth Demons a couple of weeks ago on a Thursday night, albeit Perth were missing a fair few stars, probably about 8 of their top 10 players, but they looked quality nonetheless.
Very much so, and I can tell you that the line as we're about to go into this game, always gamble responsibly, the tab touch line is 51.5 points for $1.90.
Goodness gracious.
And I reckon that's come in. Anyway, let's take a look at Luke Shuey, and of course this is where the interest has come, and there's a good crowd building. There's a lot of Eagles fans, and I'm sure a lot of Subiaco. He's returning from that hamstring. He's only played the one game this year. That was round 3.
What a game it was, though, against the Power. So he had 28 disposals and 6 tackles, all that in 58% time on ground. So they wanted to manage him, and it was just unfortunate that probably in the last minute or two of play, tweaked the hamstring, and here we go. 10 weeks later, welcome back to the West Coast Eagles skipper. Not going to be captain today, however. Hamish Brayshaw is still having the mantle. I think Luke Shuey didn't want to step on toes there. But amazing to see the great man back.
Yeah, and Hammer's out there waiting for the Subiaco captain, of course, in their number 1 Lee Kitchen coming across. And there is Luke Shuey. So managed minutes, of course, not dissimilar to what we saw with Elliot Yeo a couple of weeks ago.
No, having a yarn to some people inside the Eagles camp, he's going to play close to a full game. They want to get near 80 minutes to him. They want to get him ripe. Looking forward to that Bulldogs clash. I think it's next Sunday at Optus Stadium. So managed, but I don't think we'll notice from a spectator's point of view about how little we'll see him on the ground.
And Hamish Brayshaw's had the first win, and he is kicking to the city end, so right of screen for the West Coast Eagles. Now, a number of other players are out there. Of course, Brendan Archie, we know, is out there. Connor West is out there, just his second game. Xavier O'Neill, Bailey Williams, a couple of others that are warming up out there. Of course, Mark Hutchings, Nathan Vardy. These are the Eagles listed players. Alex Witherden is also back in the lineup as well. Zane True is there. So there's plenty of interest, and also Zane Sumich and Braden Ainsworth. Let's take a look now at both these two teams as they prepare to go to positions, of course. There's the lineup as we take a look at the lineup. Zane Sumich, of course, the famous Sumich game. Now, this
Not
is
used to seeing that in the back pocket, though.
No, we're not. And Jalen McGee, who started as a Claremont footballer. Ty Sears, I ran into his mum coming in. She's very excited, and Ty loves his moments here with the West Coast Eagles as well. And then we all of a sudden get to names that we know. Callum Jamison can play up forward, can play ruck.
Well, he's back this week as well. Goss missed last week. And Hamish Brayshaw pushed back to half back. Obviously, a bit of quality in the engine room. And the skipper said, look, I'll go a little run with roll back here and create off half back.
You're watching the West Coast Eagles live stream of this contest. What about this for a centre line of Brander, Shuey and Zane True, one of the youngsters who's certainly going to be playing a lot of football for this football club.
Great to see Jared Brander return. Little adductor strain a week ago, so he's cherry ripe. Good to see him back on the park.
Hainsworth, Williams, who've had plenty a big taste of football. No, we haven't got a face of Connor West yet. We should find one.
He's pretty recognisable with the flowing locks, so as soon as you see him touch the agate, you won't forget it.
He was outstanding a couple of weeks ago. Archie Garland, of course, has played a couple of games now for our club. He's come down. And Jordan Bush, a young boy who's was originally at Perth, but he's doing a good job, and he takes a big mark and also gives a chop out in the ruck. Vardy will ruck, Hutchings and O'Neill. That's a very good on-ball lineup as well. Looking forward to seeing what happens in our bench. Deegan, Hugger kicked 3 goals against Claremont. Marlon and Rabilla. Looking forward to this contest.
Well, no slouches, Subiaco, Goss, as we know, and it is quality lineup on paper. We're not going to see that, of course, at West Coast Eagles live stream today, courtesy of Hungry Jacks.
Subiaco fans understand that.
Well, you'd hope so.
Yeah, they understand that. There's a few clubs that don't. They get on our case about not singing the praises of the opposition. Well, we do. We're respectful of the opposition, but this is a West Coast Eagles live stream. If you're a Subi fan or a Waffle fan, you're watching it, provided by the West Coast Eagles and Hungry Jacks, to keep an eye for all the West Coast Eagles fans around the country who are watching this. And that man there, Lockie Delahunty, Sandover medalist and a very key component. But he won't be rucking. That'll be a young boy by the name of Lewis Putt, whose old man used to play at this footy club.
Beautiful sunny skies here at Leederville Oval for West Coast v Subiaco. The ball goes down, the ruckman fly. Vardy, the first decisive hit out. Kitchen, harassed by Luke Shuey. There he is, laying the first tackle on the very famous number 65 for the West Coast Eagles. A long ball inside 50. Competing is Williams, needed to wait for the bounce. It's collected by Rode. And Jua off the left boot. Sees Hickmont out in space. Will, that is. Good tackle there from West. Had to release backwards. Subiaco under a bit of pressure early. The kick forward to the wing. Putt in front position. Vardy in close checking.
Ooh.
In the end, bodies collapse and the umpire will have it.
Subiaco, very methodical what they do. And the one advantage West Coast have got in this game is, of course, Kyle Horsley's now at the West Coast Eagles and is a big part of Subiaco's development over a long period of time.
The Mulgoss.
Yeah, very much so. Contest, contest, contest.
Luke Shuey, one of many clearances for the afternoon, I'm sure. High ball to the pocket. No contest from either player, and it soars out of bounds.
Right place, right time for Luke Shuey. He just knows where to go, and that communication with the likes of O'Neill and Hutchings and Vardy, very important.
No score on the board early going here. Kick out. Looking for Delahunty, provides a contest. Kitchen squeezes the handball out, as too does Clark. Marsh, here's the voice on the inside. Beset upon by about 4 Eagles tacklers. Witherden with a quick kick forward. Here's a chance on the chest of Williams. First shot on goal coming.
Yeah, that's good footy, and they've locked the ball in, and that's what you even saw there where I think it was Delahunty was out sort of muscled out of it by Luke Shuey, brought the ball to ground, outsized, but that's what they need more of. Just make it hard for the outlets for Subiaco and just get repeat entries, and that's why Williams is lining up for a goal.
Multiple defensive efforts from West Coast, causing this shot on goal, and he kicks truly. The Eagles the first to strike.
Well, Bailey Williams has certainly had a big taste of it in the AFL, of course. He's now come back, of course, a little bit sore. Couldn't play in the last game, but he really does bring a lot to the table. He's got versatility. He's got a great vertical leap. He can play high half forward through centre half forward or come out of the goal square. It was a fortuitous kick. It was a lucky kick. It went over the head of Garland, who actually wasn't watching the ball come back the other way, but Williams hit him on the chest. But the best part about that is they're on the board early. And that's something West Coast haven't done a lot this year, is hit the scoreboard early and put themselves in a position that really gets the opposition starting to look over their shoulder. They did that against Claremont 2 weeks ago. They have to do it again today against a quality lineup in Subiaco.
You're dead right. It kept him in the game throughout, having that electric start against the Tigers at Revolution Stadium. We're back into the middle. The Eagles with their tails up in the early going.
Clark on
Vardy
Shuey.
straight back to Shuey. Shirks the tackle. Handball forward to Hutchings. Brander on the wing. So versatile is Jared Brander for his size to play that outside role. Gives to O'Neill. A high ball to half forward. Hutchings in best position. Takes the mark. Wants 50. Will have none of it, says the umpire. It's a very crowded forward 50 for Mark Hutchings. Garland offers in the pocket. Ignored.
Williams is deep again.
Going to put it to the hot spot. Where's the tall timber? Vardy will fly, as too did Busher. At ground level, Williams, the rover, somehow gets some space and slams it into the post. Could have had 2 in 2 minutes, young Bailey Williams.
This is the only way Subiaco can get out of their back half is quick exits while West Coast are realigning themselves. But well done, West Coast. They've shut it down and got them to have a couple of possessions inside their defensive 50.
The Lions quick to move it to half back. They're going to switch play. Easy does it thus far. Road.
They've got loose players down the wing here.
Chua to heel. Steps past Brander. Has a loose man in Martin on the wing. Hickmott can keep going. Space is opened up here for Subiaco. Takes advantage. Matera into the pocket. That's a good kick and an even better mark by Sokol, the in-for form of the competition. Coming off 6 majors against the Demons, I think all in the first half.
Yeah, superstar player, absolutely outstanding. And that was clever by Lee Kitchen. It was the switch that was on. Subiaco had numbers on the grandstand side. It had to be sweet execution. It was. West Coast had loaded up on the far side. So that's clever by Subi, and that's what they're good at. They do use the ball brilliantly in open play.
Tough angle. Distance will not worry him. Ben Sokol just pulled it on that occasion. Lucky to score. No, it hasn't, in fact. Still a 7-point lead to the visitors in West Coast.
Crowd still coming in too. I'm looking up at the top gate in the far corner there, and I can tell you that there is a queue about 50 metres long of people coming in, which is fantastic. They all probably thought it was a 2:30 start.
Great to see Alex Witherden back into the side. Kick had to be spot on. Was to Sumich. Little give back to Witherden. Lowers the eyes. Busher. That's good ball movement out of half back. Garnett's lead is ignored short. He's got Vardy long down the line.
Yeah, well,
Archie doesn't mind to fly either.
He's got the right matchup, Vardy.
Archie at the back drops the chest mark. Stainsby rips it out of his hands, but quality tackle there also from Harris. And the umpire will ball it up just in front of the interchange gates. Vardy looking for Shuey. Kitchen read the play. Brayshaw back feed. Puts Witherden under a bit of pressure. Harris sees him out. Alex Witherden returning from his groin injury. 4 weeks he's been out.
Yeah, there was some concern about him, wasn't there, long-term about OP, osteitis pubis, but that's good to see him out there. And again, it's just the strength of the West Coast Eagles. Players like him playing waffle puts pressure on the guys in the top team.
Archie almost kicked putt directly into the face. Follows up at ground level. Delahunty pinches it. His quick kick into the forward 50. Front position from Sumich. But in the end, mark is claimed from Brought.
Yeah, look, it probably was a 50-50 ball. It might have ricocheted off Sumich's hand, and you can complain all you like, but in those contests, whoever grabs it clean, and Brought was the best at it.
He'll have to strike it from outside of the painted 50.
He's a big unit, this boy.
Very wide. What's the leg like, though, Goss?
He's a big kick of the footy. Big kick of the footy. Everything he does is big.
Looking for their first score of the afternoon. Subiaco starts it right, not coming back.
His accuracy's the weakness.
Jamison Brander there for West Coast. Sokol trying to be creative. Oh, great goalkeeping work from McGee. Saved a certain score. Shuey back in support. So good on either side of the body is Luke Shuey.
Clever.
Had the numbers. West goes for a trot. Quality kick. Here go the Eagles on the far side. Brander wants to loop the handball over the top to Hug. Not too much ahead of him. Has to go real long. Here's the North Beach player. Quality work on that occasion. West Coast a chance in the pocket. Vardy. He's claimed immediately by Putt. Just releases the handball. Garland is creative best. Just dribbles along the line. Just rolls out of play.
Luke Shuey sprinting to the bench, so he's played 7.5 minutes and been instrumental. He was the one who made that switch across the goal face. Had nothing on down the line. Experienced head, and West Coast have worked it down next to the goal point post. Better than a point here. This stoppage is good for West Coast. Good setup needed.
Zane True, his replacement. Trying to make this contest. Throw in dangerous area. Vardy too strong in the fend off. Got him in the face. Snaps round the corner. Umpire says play on, and the big fella's kicked a quality goal.
Yeah, the fend-off was fairly brutal on the Subiaco captain there, Lee Kitchen. Here we go in replay. Yeah, he got him in the left, right to the throat and under the jaw, but the umpire said that's A-OK. It was a fair flop by Lee Kitchen, but he certainly got a piece of him, there's no doubt about that.
I think as soon as the tackle didn't stick, his only option in the playbook was to feign.
He was very unhappy. He was very unhappy with the non-call. But anyway, Nathan Vardy, as we saw against Claremont, took an absolute ripping mark on the far wing, took another good one, but it was his effort around the ground. It wasn't just that flare stuff. He was so strong of body, and he really taught the Claremont Bigs a lesson in getting around the ground at both ends of the field, and that is perfect. That was a wonderful stoppage for West Coast. Vardy had to have an imprint on it, and to kick that goal from that stoppage, that's a good start. And West Coast is certainly mixing with Subiaco today. And this is not done on fluke. This is done on sheer hard work and good skill. It's a very impressive start by the West Coast Eagles.
He did ask me if he was perhaps leading mark of the year so far. $5,000 winner, he informed me. So he's hanging on for dear hope. It was an absolute belter. Delahunty in the ruck now for Subiaco against Vardy, who is such quality, is Lachlan Delahunty, Sandover medalist from 2019, of course. Be a quality matchup between these two experienced players. Hutchings, it's a 2-metre kick on it. Harris mops up. Stainsby, a high ball, with it and sitting underneath. Players converge. Oh, that's a smashing pack in the end. It's going to go back to Stainsby. Deegan put his body in nicely. Fulgrave, clever little tap. And Subiaco, advance. Short pass at the feet of Sokol, not paid. McGee jumps on him. And good defensive work there again from West Coast.
Yeah, locked it up nicely. Sokol didn't claim the mark. He knew it had sort of had half bounced. It was a bump ball. So clever work. And another stoppage. And West Coast have been pretty good around this area.
Vardy looking for Hutchings off the deck.
Clever.
Goes over Garlett's head. Lockyer claims it, but in the end, Deegan pinches it over the top. Rebelliard's got some space if he wants to go on with it. It's an open forward 50. Brander streaming back, but here comes Garlett down the left-hand side. Takes the easy mark. Hug on the inside wants it, but Subiaco get their soldiers back, and he'll have a ping from here, Jared Garlett.
Yeah, Brander was also looking for that one-on-one. If Garlett was in a better position, he could have bombed it in. Garlett had inches, should I say, Brander had inches, and if not a foot on his opposition number there in, I think, one of the Hickmots. But Garlett, we know he can do something special. He's been good in his first couple of games for West Coast. He stays at this level and plays at this level. It could be an entry back into the top flight.
He's going to strike it from inside the 50. Tough angle. Will have his best effort, and they like it on the goal line. West Coast with the first 3 of the afternoon.
And it's not fluke footy. That's what I'm enjoying about this. This is built purely on structure, purely on linking up from half back through the half forward. Quick forward movement. I mean, that was very good there by Rebelliard, who got it on quickly. And it's wonderful second effort. And that was good by Garlett. His work rate up the ground has been impressive, and also deep inside forward 50. So there's a lot to like about what they're doing at the moment. Subiaco got a bit of work to do. This is uncharted territory for Subi. You know they're going to come at you, but to be down 3-1 early doors is something they're not used to.
Very subdued celebration there from Garlett. Like shelling peas, he must be thinking.
They're still coming in that top gate as well.
Glorious afternoon here in Perth, Western Australia, for those watching abroad. Won't be like this tomorrow, so we've got the good weather 24 hours in advance.
What's on tomorrow?
10 to 20 mils is on. That's what's happening.
Well, what footy's on that we care about?
Nothing compared to today, I don't think.
Correct.
Well, it's going to be holding the ball, so I think that's going against
O'Neill.
What is it? O'Neill jumping on the ball. Harris will take it.
Oops.
Oh, the short pass. West providing good defensive pressure. Deegan arrives in support. Good tackle, though. Hickmott back feed to Fulgrave. Little chip down the line, finds Matera.
But again, well done to West Coast, forcing them wide.
That's an untidy pass.
Forcing them wide.
Harris just mops out. Marsh. Road.
And they come back through the middle.
Has Kennedy. This is where they've been most dangerous so far in the opening quarter. Switching play. Menegola, the only in for Subiaco from their Perth victory a fortnight ago. Kitchen, a little bit uncertain as to what was behind him. Clark needs to get past Ainsworth. He's pinched it Rondo style in the end. Hug, little feed. Gee, look at the handball movement from West Coast. Ainsworth with a lunging handball. Brander in a phone booth. Hits that kick inside beautifully.
Not much on up forward. They might have to go the full switch here. Oh, shown too much of it.
Sumich's kick's untidy. Will Hickmott obliges. Has Sokol running inside defensive, inside attacking 50 for Subi. So a couple of turnovers from each side. In the end, Subi's going to have a shot just outside of the paint.
I can understand why Sumich didn't go straight down the ground, because Subi had numbers across sort of on the D50 line, and he did go for the switch, but he just left the ball hanging too much. It was always going to be risky, but he really had no other option but to try and get it across. Just didn't get the execution right.
Sokol for his second attempt of the quarter.
Close to the man on the mark.
Going to have to give it a big ride. It's gone just across the face in front. Strong mitts on that occasion from Bailey Williams. Right in front of Martin, had the size mismatch. And again, West Coast holding firm in their defensive half. Witherden puts a bit of float on it for O'Neill, but he had time. Marlin, 1-2 with Brander.
Ooh.
It's a wobbly old kick. It's going to work to the advantage of Hug. True, over the top. Busher needs to compete. Garlett waiting out back. Can he be creative? Goes to ground. Fulgrave under the pump. Hug beelines the ball, and he's well tackled and taken over the line by Aaron Heel.
And there was a lot of their top-up players involved in that, and that's what I liked about that, and that's what they did against Claremont. The top-up players went to another level. Hug kicked 3 goals against Claremont from a deep forward pocket. He probably won't get that opportunity again today, but at the same time when the ball is in their area, they've just got to keep competing.
Great to have your company this afternoon, thanks to Hungry Jacks. Shallow throw in. Putt. Beset upon by a couple of Eagles tacklers. He's not going anywhere. Lewis Putt, son of former Subiaco player Ian.
Yeah, big putty. Big unit.
Quite a famous name, I'm guessing, Goss?
Well, not famous, but certainly was around the footy club for a long time. Through the amateurs too, Scarborough amateurs as well.
Oh, what a feign there from Kitchen. If the ball stays in, that would have worked nicely. Just out of the outstretched hand of Marsh. Throwing inside what is to be a filling grandstand.
Yeah, they're still coming in. Fantastic. And even on the far side, they haven't had this many people sitting up on the terraces at Subi for a long time. A lot of interest in this game.
Plenty of numbers around the ball. Williams takes clear possession of the ruck. Oh, quality work from Deegan. Has O'Neill running past. It's 1-on-1 inside forward 50. Busher up against Heel. Ball trickling towards the boundary line in the end. Quality tackle from Heel takes him over and out. And West Coast a chance to reset. The last occasion there was a throw in at this behind post. It was Vardy's solo goal.
Yep.
We'll see how creative the big fella can be. It's Williams on this occasion.
Shuey, Archie and Jamison all preparing to come back onto the ground for West Coast.
Throw in, putt, front position. Garlett dispossessed in the tackle. Ball at ground level. West Coast appealing. Umpire calls play on. So I think it must have spilled out and gone back in, according to the umpire.
Yeah, but, you know, you call play on in that situation means it's a live ball. And if there's a bloke line on top of it, then that's holding the ball.
Throw a blanket around 20 of them in this left forward pocket. Marsh claimed by O'Neill. Subiaco, a chance to clear. Road. Down the line, front position, Broad, strong hands in front of Marlin.
He's a long way from home.
Looking for options inside. Not too many of them. The switch is on if he wants it. Goes back in a defensive 50. Dewar.
This is where they won it last time, Subi, and they had a shot on goal. And they connect right up the ground. But I think West Coast have shut all the outlets predominantly down the ground, apart from here.
Stainsby, precise kick, had to be to Kennedy. Oh, that's almost 50. Hug. Put some pressure on. The grubber ball works to Marsh. Here goes Harris bursting through the middle. That's an absolute Barry Crocker of a kick. Williams, 1-on-1. Oh, just through the hands of Garlett. Subiaco a chance to mop up.
I think Garlett was expecting more contact from Heel. He should have marked that. That's through his mitts. There was no reason he shouldn't have marked that.
Will Hickmott over the top. Bailey Matera has Kitchen inboard, and he goes. The kick's very long. Subiaco just a bit untidy forward of centre at the moment, hitting these targets. West Coast, can they capitalise again? And it's just over the head of Brayshaw. The tap is clever. Will it sit for Garlett? Oh, he's just hooked it to the left, and that's great defensive pressure in the end by Subiaco to avoid disaster.
It certainly was. It was clever. Again, not purely clean by West Coast. Gee, I'll tell you what, they are kicking with the aid of a breeze. That breeze is certainly going that way. If you have a look at those flags behind the goals, that was clever by Brayshaw. Garlett, it was good chase down, mind you, by Road.
Well, yeah, he got the sit with the bounce too, so Road preventing an easy goal there for West Coast. Subiaco also just breaking down forward of centre with their delivery. Bailey Williams about his third intercept mark.
How good's he going, this bloke?
In the opening quarter, causing some headaches for the Lions. He goes long inside forward 50. Vardy, the target, doesn't fly. Subiaco again, a chance to clear. Clark, Will Hickmont, good delivery to Putt. They want to move it quickly. The run from Matera on the outside. That kicks better. Finds Ferrone. Wheels around on that left foot. And instead goes the handballing option. Kitchen back to Ferrone. Long chaos ball inside forward 50. Didn't give Broad a chance, really. Seared, in fact, Sumich ends up soccering the ball over the line indiscriminately, and we'll have a throw-in.
He had him in the right spot there, Broad. He had Sumich almost 10 metres forward of him. If Subi had been looked up and gone one-on-one with Broad a bit earlier, that would have played in the Lions' hands. So Sumich got allowed to get back in that contest due to almost slow movement of the footy.
Don't adjust your screens. It is 3-2-20 West Coast to no score.
With
Subiaco.
the breeze, Thumper.
Archie just gets boot to ball. Here's a chance. Oh, what a mark from Bailey Matera with the one hand. Not much Marlon can do on that occasion. Have a look at the replay there. That's special stuff.
Yeah, good mark. Nice mark. He's a talented player.
In the end, the kick from Archie just wasn't needed. He didn't need to go back across the face, and the risk certainly didn't pay dividends on that mark.
Been busy early. This is his 5th disposal. It's his 3rd mark, Bailey Matera, but, you know, he is a goal kicker.
Only kicked his first goal of 2021 last week, Goss.
Yep.
Out of 7 games. Here's a chance for his second. He's got a bit of hook on it, though. And again, Subiaco, missing, but a few out on the Fools. Just a solitary point to the scorecard.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the first score for Subi, and it took them 20 minutes. And that doesn't happen very often. But as we've said, West Coast are kicking with the aid of a fairly healthy breeze.
Long ball, Vardy, just too big up against Aaron Heel. No ruck support to provide a contest there for the Lions.
I'd be playing down the line here.
Long ball, Williams the target, and why wouldn't he be the way he started? Almost takes it with his 3rd pluck. In the end, a stoppage, a win for both sides. Nathan Vardy, always such a difference maker when he comes down to this level. A tough ask for Lewis Putt on an afternoon like this. Clark
good player.
Shows a bit of class. Hickmont, Ferrone, round the corner. Brought made up good ground. Even better tackle from behind by Sumich, and West Coast are away through Shuey. Draws Brayshaw. The linking handball's working well. Sears, unsure what's next. Goes to Hug, put him under pressure. Little tap forward to O'Neill. Dewar wearing him closely. Brayshaw with his second chance. Here's the important kick inside 50. Didn't give Busher a good chance there, stepping in front heel.
Yeah, Busher needed it to into that pocket. Brayshaw didn't really have time. He was under a fair bit of pressure. I think Dewar's saw behind play too after that couple of those contests.
Lockyer almost kicks a defensive own goal. Stainsby keeps it in. Heel. Bullet pass. Finds Liam Hickmont, goes for a trot. Long ball down the line. Sokol in best position. Had McGee covered from the outset. Wants to go quickly and catch this Eagles defence off guard. In the middle, Martin. Little sidestep is clever. Geez, I don't know if his teammate was really expecting it in Menegola, but he'll take it. Kick inside forward 50. Delahunty has some space. Jamison a little late to arrive. And Delahunty a chance to perhaps put Subiaco's first goal in the book.
Yeah, don't want to put the heat too much on Jalen McGee, but if I was West Coast, I'd be worried about that matchup. Sokol is not a 6 foot forward. He plays much taller than that. He's nimble than that, and I'm not sure that matchup, if that is the matchup, what it was on the far side is going to work out for West Coast.
All of Subi's shots have been at distance. Oh, what a strike there from Delahunty. Hasn't got the legs, though, no.
Breeze, Thumper.
You called it, Goss. Not too many windsocks around here at Leederville Oval.
No, there's one, and they've tied it up. They've done the Kevin Sheedy.
It's going straight down.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's got weights in the bottom of it.
My good one. It lead weight down the bottom.
Windy Hill all over again.
Just 2 behinds for Subiaco. No easy shots in all of them, though. Williams, surely his 4th mark of the opening term.
Dominating. Absolutely dominating.
Short one. Hutchings is on. If he goes quick... Oh, how's the ball in the middle? Beautiful stuff. True. Has Hug on the inside. Short passes on. Rebillard. Can wait for Sears to push inside 50. Goes the long option instead. Deegan in the square. Flies. 3 Subiaco Lions converge. Heel one of them. Kennedy provides a tackle and just holds things up for Subiaco. Nervous moments here for the Lions.
Hutchings off, Williams off, Brander trying to check in onto the ground, and Subiaco have got Marsh and also Brandon Matera trying to check in.
This is where Nathan Vardy is at his creative best. Against Delahunty. Trying to take possession. Delahunty just pushes him, and I think that's play on, especially after his last fend-off that resulted in the goal. I'm happy with that call.
Yeah, very much so. Yes. So you agree it was a fend-off now, in the face?
No, you just let them both play. That's fine.
Okay.
Ball up. Delahunty looking for the boundary line. He finds it.
I'm interested to know what the intention was of Delahunty then.
24 minutes played in the opening term, and West Coast couldn't have dreamed of a better start here at Leederville Oval.
Subi have settled down a bit, mind you.
Front position, here we go again. Tries to go inside of Harris. Wasn't falling for it. Kennedy dispossessed by Hutchings. West Coast desperate to lock this ball inside forward 50.
Geez, a lot of players around this footy.
Delahunty, decisive hit out, but have a look at West Coast converge. Archie off the outside of the boot, just couldn't get the right banana bend on it.
Again, good stoppage, good setup, clever work, just didn't quite have the finish. But that's normally in the Archie wheelhouse, that type of stuff as well. So 3-3 to 2 points. I think Subi would be happy with hanging on here. I reckon this breeze is a lot stronger than what we realise, as we saw with that kick, of course, of Delahunty a moment ago. So Subi will work their way back into this game. So West Coast got to be very careful, very mindful that the Lions will keep coming.
Harris to Will Hickmott. Short pass, Martin. A little uncertain of the next move. Has Hickmott again down the line. Goes backwards to Lockyer, and Subiaco keen for the switch. It's worked so far in the early goings of this term. The kick untidy, but Heel handles it with ease. Deegan, good pressure on Dewar. Still manages to get the kick away, and Subiaco out on the far side. Kick in board finds Sokol, a long way from home, as you said, Goss. Stainsby has a runner on the outside, uses him. Here's Clark.
Good play.
Great ball inside forward 50. Matera on his lonesome. Wheels around on the left foot. Sees something he likes, and it's over Jamison's head. Great football on that occasion from Subiaco. And an easy shot on goal coming up for Will Hickmott.
Yeah, far too easy. Sort of coast to coasted, really. And there's a Subiaco player limping off the ground, and it looks like it could be... I think it's Joey Deegan coming off the ground. So unfortunately for West Coast, giving up a goal on the siren, but a much needed one for Subi. And you felt they were working their way back into the contest. So that is a goal there to Hickmott, of course, and a name that is close to the West Coast Eagles, of course, with Adrian Hickmott and his role at the club. Joey Deegan, I don't know if he's done a calf or whatever it is, but he's certainly looking on the outside of the high calf near the knee. But at quarter time, impressive start by the West Coast Eagles, 3-3-21. Subiaco a 1-2-8. The Garlett, Vardy and Bailey Williams, as we take a look at the highlights. Thanks to Hungry Jacks of that first quarter. And there was a lot to like about this quarter of football for both teams, of course. Bailey Williams, 7 disposals, 4 marks, 5 hit-outs and a goal. Hutchings, 6, Xavier O'Neill, 6. As we take a look here, and that was right place, right time. It was a quick entry, and Williams just had the front spot. Should never be missing goals from that area as well. Had a great first quarter, as I said. 7 disposals, 5 hit-outs, 4 marks, and certainly there's the fend-off. It was high, there was no doubt about that, but Vardy, that was just brute strength. And a good goal, and he again continues his great waffle form, does Nathan Vardy. Garland had a chance, and he liked it. He's a player that doesn't need many opportunities. And this is Brayshaw.
Just wonderful defensive play on that occasion by Rhodes, saving a certain goal for Subiaco. And what a grab there from Bailey Material. Couldn't convert, but that's one of Bailey Williams' 4 marks of the opening term. And again, that letdown on the final siren from an Eagles perspective. Will Hickmott putting one through and keeping Subiaco's spirits buoyed heading into the first change.
Very much so. 12 inside 50s to West Coast and 7 to Subiaco. That's a dominant stat there. And we'll take a break and come back and remind you that we're here thanks to Hungry Jack's. 3-3-21 West Coast, Subia 128.
All right, single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple. And try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
I think when you see young men develop, succeed, particularly at football, because that's why they're drafted to play footy. But I always say that if a person leaves a football club, whether they play for 2, 5 or 10 or 15 years, a better person, then the football club's done a pretty good job. It's not all about football. It is to the supporters about winning and losing, but there's more to it.
Devastation on a scale rarely seen here in WA has destroyed almost half the buildings in Kalbarri.
The tourist town took a direct hit from Cyclone Seroja last night, with 170 km/h winds smashing the coast.
Look, obviously some people in our communities are doing it really tough right now, and the reality is that they may be doing it tough for some time to come. So as well as the physical damage to property caused by the cyclone, there's also the mental side of how you deal with that and how it affects you in other ways.
We're so grateful to have a visit from the West Coast Eagles. Since the cyclone, the whole landscape for the children has really changed with the devastation that they saw at their school. But one thing that hasn't changed is the community spirit that they have and the love of their community. People have just been so kind and generous with their time to come and spend time with the kids and doing something they love to do, which is play footy.
We were asked by the WA Education Department to come up north to Kalbarri, Northampton and Binoo to give back to the communities that have done it tough after Cyclone Seroja for the last month or so, and do a couple of footy clinics. We've linked in with the regional police, just giving back where we can to the guys that have done it pretty tough. I do love mucking around with the kids. I've got a little bit of a 10-year-old in me still, so I love kicking footy and mucking around and having as much fun as I can. So I remember back when I was a little kid like that, we had visits from players and from the footy club, and I just used to love it. So, you know, whenever I do those things, I try and put myself in their shoes and think how much they'd enjoy it. So I give everything that I can and hope they have a bit of fun. It was great to get involvement from some of our players back home. We had some Zoom calls with a few AFL and AFLW players, which the community got a lot out of.
This Whopper has no beef.
No beef!
Introducing the Rebel Whopper with a patty made from plants.
I've never had plant that tastes like meat before.
Tastes just like a Whopper.
It tastes exactly like a Whopper.
New Rebel Whopper. 100% Whopper, 0% beef. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Welcome back to Leederville Oval, 3-3-21 West Coast. Goals in that first quarter to Williams, Bailey Williams, Nathan Vardy and Garlett, and 1-2-8 and a goal to Will Hickmott, who had 8 disposals in that first quarter as we take a look at the West Coast Eagles huddle. And, of course, Daniel Pratt, the coach, and there was a lot of West Coast Eagles senior players around the group, which is great to see. Adam Simpson is walking over. He's talking to Daniel Pratt as we speak right now, coming to the bench just there in a beautiful coat and hat number there from Adam Simpson.
Rating the dress sense.
Yes, very, very western suburbs. But there he is there. And, well, he'd be liking what he's seeing, especially with those West Coast Eagles. There's Williams, 7, but he's had the 4 mark. Hutchings has been good through the mid, so too Xavier O'Neill. Bailey Matera has had plenty of the ball, had a set shot, missed, heeled down back. And Will Hickmott, he's had 8 disposals to kick that goal on the siren as well. Of course, this is courtesy of Hungry Jack's. And a couple of other games being played today up at Steel Blue Oval. West Perth lead Swan Districts by 13 points at quarter time. And the late start game is at our home ground, Mineral Resources Park. Perth will host East Fremantle.
Just having a look at the stat winners. Goss, seeing Bailey Matera up there, 8 disposals, leading match winner of disposals at quarter time. Brother Brandon Matera yet to touch the footy.
Was off the ground a long time. I saw him standing on the boundary line. I wasn't exactly sure whether he'd actually been on the ground, but he's certainly starting this quarter in the forward 50 alongside Bailey as well. So, and that man there, Nathan Vardy, he was awesome against Claremont a couple of weeks ago, and he's just continuing to play well, and he will take every opportunity when given at the senior level, but he's got to do it and be connected to this group here in the Waffle Eagles, and he's doing that. He's been an absolute unit so far in the last couple of weeks for West Coast Waffle. It's good to see. He's a key component going forward. He's a big piece of that AFL puzzle is Nathan Vardy.
He's due to have his second child next week, Goss, so he's enjoying the sleep he's getting at the moment, is Nathan.
Yeah, good luck with that going forward. Luke Shuey stands alongside the Subiaco captain, of course, Lee Kitchen.
Back in the middle, Vardy up against Delahunty. Ball at ground level, Clark takes it well. Kitchen wide ball, Will Hickmott for his 9th disposal. Short pass. Luke Shuey, good defensive pressure. Hutchings mops up. Brander back feed. This is Witherden, normally such a classy user of the ball. Just puts an off on it for Shuey. Play on. Finds Hutchings, loops a handball over.
Oops.
Puts his teammate under a bit of pressure to Busher. Put it straight back into Hutchings' hands, and Kitchen happy to see him over the line.
Yeah, and give him a bit of treatment as well. That's the Subiaco way, as he has a bit of trouble with the left slipper, does Mark Hutchings. But, yeah, Luke Shuey, very busy. Had a very busy first quarter. We'll keep an eye on him on his minutes, of course. He started the first 8 minutes on the ground and then had a long spell.
5 disposals so far for Luke Shuey, and that was looking like 6. Vardy was searching for him in the ruck contest, infringed upon by Delahunty, and Nathan will receive the kick. Had a bit of plantar fascia trouble this season, did Nathan Vardy. He's played 5 games so far in 2021. Good to see him back fit and healthy, playing some good ball.
Archie.
Inside 50, Archie in front. Good take there in front of Lockyer, just drifted across the pack nicely, and he'll have himself his second shot for the match.
I've got a feeling this will go left to right. I know it looks a bit awkward, but I reckon he needs to aim it at the left goal post.
Yell something out, will you? We got a door there. The crowd's not that big. He could hear us.
Yeah, no doubt he could.
Archie. For an early major from West Coast, it's just
there it is. See?
Bending, well called there from Goss.
It had the Gary Rowans about it. He just needed to aim to the left hand and just get it to come across. But
it was a natural right to left swing for the kick, but the breeze, as you said, just pushed it ever so slightly. Wrong side of the post.
It's a lesson going forward for everybody else having a set shot in that area.
Kicking lessons by Tim Gossage. I didn't think I'd see the day.
Wembley D grade, 1989, match-winning goal.
Kitchen wide ball.
I'll run you through it one day.
I can't wait. Finds heel.
Wembley are playing this afternoon, actually. Kupanitsky's back in the lineup after being omitted from this team.
That's a handy in.
You betcha.
Harris goes back to Kitchen. Low ball. Inside the square. Hutchings picks it off with ease. Wants to move it quickly. Sumich. Can he hit a target? Garlett flies. Good mitts there. Takes the mark in front of Road, and this will take an almighty effort into this so-called breeze you're telling me about.
Yeah, baggy trousers Brayshaw was standing there thinking it was going to go straight into his mitts, and Garlett said, you stand there and wait and I'll go and grab it. And Hammer just came out of it sort of a bit surprised, to be honest.
I'd rather Jared have the shot, if we're being perfectly honest.
OK, left-hand goalpost, Jared. That's the secret here. The natural is to go right.
He's given it a fair hoik. It's going to fall just short. In fact, it's hit the post, I reckon, gone over the pack, and it was a fair effort from that distance.
This is what worries me. You get all these scoring shots and all these forward 50 entries, and in the past, we've done a lot of this at West Coast, and we've given up goals very quickly, and it does certainly deflate you when you've done all the work.
Delahunty gives it back to Stainsby. Can't run through Hutchings, who's coat hanging him at the same time. No free kick paid. Ball goes over Broad's head. West Coast with numbers.
Good shepherd.
That was McGee providing a bit of support for Witherden. Oh, Shuey back with the flight. They couldn't work it out between he and Brayshaw, and in the end, the ball goes over the boundary line. I'm glad no one ended up in Ward 4 at that point.
Interesting to see the replay of that contest on the wing. Brayshaw tried to keep, I think, Harry Marsh out of the contest. Just slipped past him and took the legs away from Luke Shuey.
Throw in. in front of the broadcast side.
Shallow throw in again.
Kitchen. Sumic, loose man back. Good defensive spoil there from Subiaco. Brings the ball to ground. A couple of bodies go at it. In Harrison Brander. Oh, good tackle on that occasion from Subiaco. And we'll have a ball up just outside of their 50.
I thought he was taken forward in the tackle. I think Witherden, is it Witherden who gets up? I think he was a bit surprised also. He didn't get a free kick.
And it was Liam Hickmott providing the tackle for the Lions. Delahunty gives to Harris, who's been busy early in this term. Good spoil there from McGee. Ball at ground level brought. Such a big man to bring down. Did he have the ball in the tackle?
Great tackling.
Umpire says play on. Luke Shuey's provided the tackle, and holding the ball is a decision.
What a great tackle. I thought the first tackle should have been rewarded. Well done, Luke Shuey. We just stopped him in his tracks.
The left foot pass was on target. True dropped the easy ball back to the Eagles skipper in Shuey. Ainsworth. Oh, a little bit fumbly there. Good pressure from Hickmott. Jamison just bangs it forward. Bouncing ball. In the end, Subiaco happy to see it over in the waiting hands of Heel.
Here it is here. So here's the tackle from Luke Shuey. Ferrone, look at that. Beautiful execution. Didn't drive him into the ground. Pulled him backwards. Didn't crush him. Didn't sling him. That is how you tackle young people out there watching.
Delahunty, well read there from Shuey.
And the spiral.
How's the barrel. Hug. The foot race is on. In fact, it's now Lockyer. Busher dispossesses him. The cavalry need to arrive here for the Lions. Hug gives to Garlett. Oh, this would be an impossible goal. Across the face. Oh, has he taken it? He has. What a mark from Archie. Finished the mark on his backside.
What about the Luke Shuey? Hit that contest, spiral it, and guess who's coming off the ground? Feeling pretty good about himself. Boots. Nice work, Luke Shuey.
If that's an intentional centering ball from Garlett, well played, sir. Archie, it surely doesn't miss his third attempt of the game, straight through the middle. And West Coast land the first blow of the second term.
I hate to say it, but the better Luke Shuey plays, and for the first half, he might see not as many minutes in the second half. You want to put the cue firmly back in the rack. He has been a class above with his possessions here today. His contest, he just knows where to go. His use of the footy. We saw he was the one who laid that tackle in the back pocket on Ferrone. Then he's up through the midfield, through the contest, spirals it, turns the opposition around. He is a bona fide star, and it was a great mark too by Brendan Archie.
Marvellous concentration from the Chi. Had 3 plucks at it, took it in the end, and good reward from effort from some quality team footy from West Coast. He now finds himself in the centre square, does Archie.
Yeah, Subi are genuinely on their back foot at the moment. This is very un-Subi-like. So they're going to have to really find their premiership qualities right here, because if they're not careful, if Subi can get West Coast get a couple more goals on this, all of a sudden this lead's going to be out to a worrying gap.
Ball back in the middle. Marsh, the clearance for the Lions.
Better.
Quality darting ball. Here we go, inside 50 attempt from Martin. In the pocket, unchecked. How has Broad got that much space? Takes an easy grab, but it'll take a quality check side effort on this occasion to slot it.
It was clever by Martin to get it on quickly. I'm not so sure the execution of the kick was great, but the Eagles lacks in their defence. You can't be standing 15 metres off your man. Just needed to be a body on body.
The defender turned forward. Michael Broad for the quick reply.
Great
kick. That is a sensational kick. What a goal.
It was a great goal. It just had the left to right fade on it. And as you mentioned, a defender turned attacker. And they need a target up forward if Sokol was not on the end of it. That is a beautiful goal. Thanks to Hungry Jacks, Michael Broad. Well done. And a much-needed one for Subiaco, so they get them back within 15 points. Good footy.
What a quality game we've got here at Leedy Oval, Goss. We've seen some blowouts in our time, you and I.
No, well, you should have been a couple of weeks ago when we were at Clem. Oh, that's right, you weren't there. But it was a bang. It was a very good performance by both teams. I really enjoyed that game a fortnight ago, coming off the bye for this week. But yeah, this is high quality. But, well, the depth of the Waffle Eagles team, of course, is helping for that. And we know that Subiaco are a premiership contender. So, yep, good to be here. Good to watch it. Luke Shuey on the bench, so too Bailey Williams.
Yes, finally, West Coast injury list not looking so extensive. And the result, some good quality footy displayed here. Archie attempted the clearance. Delahunty is well tackled by O'Neill. Ball spills out. Menegola, handball along the deck. Ainsworth attacks it. A little bit fumbly from both sides. West claimed immediately. Archie, here's the voice of Brander. Umpire waves play on advantage. Here's the skipper, Brayshaw. Good centering ball to Hug. Back to Brander. Have a look at the pace of the big fella. Gives to Ainsworth. From 50 spots, a target inside, and it's Rebillard. That's quality ball movement from very sloppy play on the far wing.
It was, and Rebillard was on his own for dead set 15 seconds, and he was wiping his hands. When that ball was in the air, it was about to mark, he was wiping his hands on his shorts. He had that long to think about it. There were some worrying signs there. One thing, Connor West hasn't had a lot of the footy. Had this massive start, I think 21, 22 disposals in the first half against Claremont. Hasn't had the same impact today. And this young man, well, this would be a handy response. Again, left-hand goal post.
Liam Rebillard, the former Claremont Colt, puts it on a quality line, and West Coast kick 2 straight.
5-5, 35 to 2-2, 14. Back out to a 21-point lead. And again, it was ugly on the far side, but well done, Rebillard. Again, don't want to harp on it. It is the top-up players, which is the strength of this West Coast lineup. They can't just rely on the absolute class, and we saw that 2 weeks ago against Claremont. It was the depth of the top-up players and what they did when the ball was in their area, either kicking goals, laying tackles, or match-saving or goal-saving marks at the other end. They really have warmed to the task. And today, they have a good blend. They don't have as many top-up players as we saw against Claremont, but what we are seeing is they seem to be rising to the occasion, which is a good sign. And well done to Liam Rebillard, who's been a good servant coming across for the Waffle Eagles.
Well, he was part of the inaugural leadership group back in 2019 when he played 14 games.
Yep, good on him.
Great to see him still a part of this squad. And West Coast Eagles, $14 heading into this game. If you got on that, you're feeling all right about yourself so far. Matera for his first touch when he eventually gets it for Subi. It's going to be a retreating handball back to Kitchen. Now he's just patting them. Going to have to wheel back on that left boot. To half forward, Delahunty's got a ton of space. Umpires wave play on. I don't see how that's possible. Little kick round the corner. Fortunate finds Martin. And with this breeze, very doable from this distance.
Yeah, and that was all about because Bailey Williams had sagged off Delahunty to be sort of that man 20 metres out from goal, expecting the long kick in, but not too sure that was the intention. But anyway, turned around, so they've gained this. Now, Martin's a good player. He's a really good player. He was at the West Coast in the pre-season.
He did.
Did a quad.
Did a calf, I think it was.
Calf, sorry, yep.
But certainly like the look of him early doors. And have a look at the roost he's got. Oh. Not accurate, but what a leg.
It was big. He gave it everything. The young fella behind the goal took a very good chest mark, mind you.
No, he was actually bigged up by Jeremy McGovern. Absolutely loved him. Said, I love the look of this player. Yep. So turned Jeremy McGovern's head in that pre-season. Got best on ground in one of the scrimmages.
He looks like now I stand corrected on this. I'm not too sure whether Stephen Martin, who played Subiaco football as well.
Father of the Bride.
Different Martin, okay, but we'll go with that. Stephen Martin, I coached at Subiaco Colts. So I'd be surprised if he's got a boy of this age, but I reckon it might be his younger brother. If it is, they look very similar. And Stephen Martin played a lot of league football for Subiaco. They look very similar.
You'd think it would have to be. He was the leading goal kicker last year with 13, Nicholas Martin.
Yeah.
In one of Subiaco's leanest years in the past 5 years.
Well, you wouldn't tell anyone that you only kicked 13. You just say I won the club leading goal kicker.
That's what you're putting on your
LinkedIn
profile.
How many did you kick? Oh, more than anyone else.
Delahunty goes to ground. Williams takes clear possession. O'Neill back to Hutchings. A high ball. Garlett, good body work. Just didn't complete the final moments of it. Ball trickles out. Hutchings with another crack. Gives to Ainsworth. Marlon, nowhere to go, just gets rid of it. Subiaco, good tackling pressure here at half forward. Marsh to Delahunty. O'Neill dispossesses him. Hutchings just throws it on the boot. Rebillard
clever.
Bangs it forward with the fist. Oh, tough bouncing ball on that occasion from Deegan. Garlett active. Stainsbury brings him to ground. He's not going anywhere, and this is starting to heat up here at Leederville Oval.
Yeah, it's starting to be challenged here, Subiaco, which is good. West Coast, 9 disposals, Hutchings, 9 to Witherden, 8 to Shuey, 7 to Brander, 7 to Bailey Williams, and 6 to Archie.
Have a look at that leap from Bailey Williams, just taking it completely away from Delahunty. True with the tackle. We'll have another ball up. A 20-point lead to West Coast.
Oh.
Halfway through this second term.
He's got some hops.
True, Hutchings, West Coast retreating, keeping possession. Ainsworth down the line. West really had to fly, but in the end, Renegs on the contest. Easy grab from heel.
It wasn't a great kick, mind you.
Subiaco, they want to switch. It worked so effectively in the opening term. They've retreated all the way back to defensive goal square. Full grade. Has Kennedy on the inside. All by himself. Oh, the Stainsby. Oh, jeez, he's gone straight into his back and absolutely a free kick.
Oh, that was Witherden.
Stainsby just a little bit slow getting to his feet. In the end, I think he's all right, but the free kick there every day of the week.
Yeah, look,
made him earn it, as they say.
Yeah, look, it was nothing more than a push in the back, but because he sort of spun him up and he lost his legs underneath, it's 50 metres. I'm not too sure why that is.
Okay.
It might be against Garland. I'm not exactly sure, but there's a bit going on.
You don't think it was part of the contest? Was it after?
Line ball. Look, to be honest, as we take another look at it, Witherden there, I thought it was a lot, because he arrived at speed, he didn't run through him. He actually almost had come stationary by the time he pushed him in the back. I think the result was a lot worse than the actual impact.
In the end, Cole Stainsby's going to have a crack from just outside 50.
Good player.
Doesn't get all of it. Going to the teeth of the goals. Oh, what an attempt there from Subi. Putt.
Yeah.
On his second attempt, takes it. And an auto goal coming up here for the Lions.
Yeah, it should have been destroyed. It was up the when he first put it up. Here you go. When he first got hands on it, it had endless opportunities there. Right there, did well actually. Williams had gone through the contest, so it missed. So he gets the goal. So they get it from a free kick, a 50-metre penalty, and then what would be a juggling mark in the goal square. So West Coast won't be happy, but well played, Subiaco, and that's what they'll keep doing. Subi, they'll take their chances. And that's good for Putt because they've lowered their colours in the big man department in Delahunty and Putt. And he's only an inexperienced boy, young Putt, in his first season. But that's a very, very good mark in the goal square. And they, as I said, they have been dominated by Williams and Vardy. So to get one back on the board is good stuff for the youngster. Well played.
Yes, Williams just opting to float across the pack on that occasion and try and get a fist on it. No contact and easy pickings there for the Subiaco big man. It's 2 goals apiece in this second term. We've played 16 minutes here in the second, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. Thanks for your company this afternoon. Bailey Williams looking for True.
Kick it.
The handball on the inside was pinched by Subiaco. Kitchen wants to go back to Marsh, tries to dribble it to himself, still going.
Oopsie.
Can't gain possession. Witherden over the top to Shuey. A quick release to Robiliard. Back to Shuey, who was on the deck, and why wouldn't you give it back to him? Brayshaw's little clever kick finds Hug. Wants to go back to Shuey. 3 touches in about 20 seconds for Luke.
He's playing with him.
That kick is spot on. Ainsworth now from outside 50. Archie just caught on the back foot. Provides good defensive pressure to get the ball to ground. Subiaco converge. Couple of tacklers there, making sure there's a defensive 50 stoppage.
It wouldn't matter if it was the AFL or the Waffle, but Luke Shuey is dead set at another level today.
Vardy searching for Archie over the top. Subiaco read it well. Here's a chance for them to clear from defensive 50.
Kill that.
High ball. McGee broad in the contest. Bailey Matera, no time to operate.
Now, what's going on the bench? Jamison on for Witherden. Jamison has been playing down back, of course. Found his way a couple of weeks ago before he got injured.
Haven't seen too much of him so far today. Hoping he works his way into this contest. Putt almost lets it go. Williams can't take it. Liam Hickmott dispossessed. West, hard footy, feeds it out. Archie does well to release to Shuey. Back to True. Round the corner. Matera's all by himself, almost playing a spare man back, and that's probably the smallest spare man back I've ever seen. Retreating kick into defensive 50. Finds Heel. Dewar. Subiaco not in a great deal of hurry. They'll wait for the opportunity to present itself.
So he's formerly Angus Litherland. He's changed his name. It's a really nice story. We'll tell you a bit about that a little later. He used to be the Angus Litherland, of course, premiership player with Subi, and also was on the Hawthorn list for about 5 years.
Road gives to Kennedy. Long ball, spot on. Finds Ferrone. Rarely sighted so far in this game. He's so dangerous up forward for the Lions. Kick back to Brandon Matera, who's working his way into it now. Kick inside forward 50, looking for Sokol. Oh, great spoil by McGee, but he's grabbed his knee.
Hurt.
Almost immediately, and that didn't really look too contacty either. Oh, he's writhing in pain, is Jalen McGee. And an incident you really never want to see in football. Spectacular spoil on the big fella, and it's all about this landing. It's almost a jarring, hyper-extended when that leg plants into the ground. And he's going to need assistance to come off the field.
Yeah, Jalen McGee.
Oh, that's heartbreaking stuff, really. The former Claremont Tiger.
Yep.
I believe he's played every game so far for the West Coast Eagles waffle team in 2021. And he was in a great deal of pain the moment he hit the deck.
Yes, he has been a good servant since coming across to the West Coast Eagles. Of course, he's the son of Ken McGee and Erica. Of course, Ken McGee, long-time manager and superstar of Perth Heat Baseball, and I think he was a former employee of West Coast as well. Ken
Really?
McGee, many moons ago.
Oh, it must have been.
Before your time.
Yeah.
Subi, I think he was in marketing for a long time, Big Ken.
Okay.
And Erica's in charge of radio here in Perth.
Run us through the Litherland story.
So Angus Litherland is now Angus Stewart. Now, his grandfather is elderly and, you know, he's coming...
Oh, sorry, they're not even going to wait for him to get off the ground here. So while McGee's trotting off, they've thrown the ball back in. Here's Brandon Matera.
It was a good story.
High ball to the goal square. In the end, Jamison sees it over the line. Take it away, Goss.
Yeah, so Litherland changed his name to Dewar to carry on the family name because he's the last one in the pecking order, and he decided to go and get it changed by deed poll to carry on the name on behalf of his mum and his grandfather. Well, I think it's a beautiful story.
Yeah, that's quality work. Unlike the decision, I don't understand why they won't let a player go off the ground.
He's now walking off.
They're continued this cook. So they're a man down West Coast. Here we go, a chance for Subiaco. Easy mark there from Bailey Matera.
Call for a stretcher, that would have changed it.
Witherden finally making the substitution and coming on in the back half. But it's more, who are you going to put on Sokol now from a West Coast Eagles perspective? Because McGee looked to be the matchup.
Well, I wasn't sure it was the matchup, but on that occasion, it was a great spoil. I reckon you almost have to play a taller player on him.
Matera from about 40 out. Oh, has that just skimmed the woodwork? I think it has.
Yeah, it has.
And West Coast leading this contest by 13 points and leading the quarter just by the solitary point. So it's been very even pegging since that opening term.
14 disposals, Hutchings, 11 to Shuey, and I reckon they've all been effective. 10 to Bailey Williams, 10 to Witherden, and at West Subiaco, Lee Kitchen 13, and Aaron Heel down back has had 10 and 7 marks.
Short pass on point to Shuey, goes back to Witherden. Precise ball, Williams. Good mark, strong mitts in front of Lockyer on that occasion. Low darting ball. Oh, quality work there. The North Beach product. I love to see him out there doing his stuff, Joey Deegan. Here we go inside forward 50. The kick was a little untidy. Looking for the captain, Hamish Brayshaw, and missing the mark.
Yeah, he had two options, to be honest, and he hit the third option, which was a Subiaco player, and they're going to get punished if they're not careful.
Will Hickmott. Chiseling ball to Marsh. Subiaco moving it quickly. Brander couldn't get his hand on that, and good mark by Martin. Has a couple of players streaming past. Matera ignored. Still has Hickmott and Marsh on the broadcast side. The latter receives it. Have a look at this little methodical build-up here from the Lions.
This is what they're good at.
Handball inside. Martin continues to run. Ball in the pocket. Good spoil there from Ty Sears, keeping it away from the Matera. We'll have a throw in right forward pocket for the Lions.
Yeah, Jalen McGee straight down in the rooms with that knee injury, so we won't be seeing him again, which is very, very unfortunate, and West Coast will be playing one short for the rest of the game, of course. No injury sub, medical sub.
We'll have to see who will be the new backline rotation, Goss, who's going to spend time down there.
Trying to find it.
Delahunty front position, well read though by O'Neill. High clearing ball.
Zane Sumich at the moment.
Good contest from both players. Road, oh, have a look at that pass. Almost off the outside of the right foot. Chiseled it nicely to Delahunty. And Subiaco doing a fair bit of attacking, and he's played on quickly, gone to the near side. A little bit wasteful, a little bit rushed.
Yeah, I'm not sure there was any need for that, but that's his comfort zone. But anyway, yeah, Zane Sumich looks like he's now got the job on Sokol. Well, he was in that forward sortie. I think that's a better matchup, to be brutally honest. Sokol might get him on speed, but if in a one-on-one contest, I reckon the size might be the key there for Zane Sumich.
Hutchings goes to the outside, Marlin.
Connor West just the 4 disposals, trying to get back onto the ground.
He's coming off a West Coast Eagle high, 29 against the Tigers.
Stunning he was. Absolutely stunning. He'd only been at the club 2 days.
Good ball. Ainsworth, O'Neill pops it over the top. Eagles have numbers.
Clever.
Lockyer needs to provide a contest. Dewar there in support. Oh, good body work by Dewar on Archie. Really cleared the path for Kennedy. And that's a fair inside ball. Delahunty. Subiaco wanting to move it at speed.
You're getting their mojo now.
Marsh dispossessed. Good tackle there from True. He gets it back, unsure which way to go. Witherden escapes the first tackle and the second. Almost horse-collared there by Delahunty.
Good kick.
High ball, Archie from behind. No one stayed down. Brayshaw flew also. Dewar. Here we go, Brandon Matera.
I think that was Hutchings who went and flew. It should have stayed down. I reckon Brayshaw was in the best position.
Good contest, all players there. Jamison competed, as to Witherden. On the deck, Marsh did well.
Clever.
Got the ball moving for Subiaco. Here's Ferrone on the favoured left side. Kick inside forward 50, one-on-one, Brander. Oh, terrible bounce. Balin Matera, oh, he's famed for a high ball. The umpire will have none of it. And West Coast get out of danger.
Well, that's a bit of flop action there. You won't want to see that again, the Subiaco player.
Frenetic stuff here, not too much break in play. Sears picks it up on the bootlaces. Good ball, Garlett. Looking for Archie. Gee, that's well done by Delahunty, pushing back. Takes it on the second attempt. Kennedy. They've got the corridor open here to Subiaco. Running player in Stainsby. Matera, you've called it. Plenty of space, and Lockyer is on if they want to get it to him. Wants to go one out forward 50. Brought. Oh, just had the step on Sumich on that occasion. Good mitts by the big fella. Subiaco taking a bit of control here in the last 5 minutes.
That they are, and this is what they do best. They do use the footy better than most if you give them enough of it. And again, a breakdown at half forward. It was well done by Delahunty. Got the hand marker in front of Archie. Probably a little bit cute with their possessions. West Coast forward have centred on that occasion. In fact, the last 2 or 3 occasions. They need to get it in deep. They're getting it to the 50. I reckon they need deep entries. Just get it in, turn the opposition, the Subiaco defence around.
Brought for his second of the afternoon. The goal umpire doesn't move an inch. And Subiaco clawing this lead back ever so slowly.
Yeah, they're only a goal down, and we always felt they're going to keep on coming. And as Sokol now comes back onto the ground, that was good by Brought. He seems to be the main target up there at the moment. I mean, Sokol is their main weapon, but at the moment, I reckon the size issue is a problem for West Coast.
Look at the size of him, guys.
Oh, he's a unit, mate. He is a big unit.
Goodness.
Yeah. Good fella.
20 Weet-Bix, easy.
Just trying to work out their matchups. Jamison has got Brought. Putts there at the moment.
Well, Brander's having to go back and play there, so no more outside wing for Jared Brander.
Brander's on Sokol, so there's that taller defender, but it's not ideal because, as you say, you lose something in the... And, you know, his AFL spot is AFL wing, but at the moment he's deep in 50 and D50 in the defensive role.
Well, lucky West Coast have a bit of depth in the engine room. You've got West and Ainsworth now playing on a wing, which doesn't hurt you taking Brander away. But again, Subiaco with the clearance. Looking for Ferrone, who's starting to get a little busier in this turn.
Certainly is. They're starting to win the ball out of the middle too.
I think Hutchings was almost calling for it, threw him off the game. Kicks to full forward. Number of players fly. Sokol at ground level, picks it up. Snap round the corner. Didn't know which way that was going to bounce. West had to sit and wait. Claimed by Martin. Holding the ball is a decision. And Subiaco will line up just at the top of the goal square, slight angle.
I reckon Connor West was torn between trying to whack it through and whether he was too far out, and it was right on the top of the goal square, and whether he was too far out to knock it through and be punished or try and break through and maybe get done for no prior opportunity. Unfortunately, they're lining up for goal.
Nicholas Martin, through some quality defensive work, puts it through for Subi, and they've taken the lead here in the first half.
It's all tied up. All tied up according to the scoreboard that we're looking at. Yeah, our scoreboard says 1 point Subi. We'll get confirmation. You might be dead right there. In fact, you are. How am I to disagree with you? So the scoreboard I'm looking at has Subiaco and West Coast all tied up, but we are noticing now that it is certainly a 1 point lead to Subiaco. Well called, Thumper. But it's come about from, again, just Subiaco are very good at tempo footy. And when they get the footy, there's no rush with it. They're very strong across half forward, and they've got a couple of targets, albeit they got a free kick on that occasion. But yeah, that's why they are one of the dominant teams in the competition, because they don't get too concerned about being 2 and 3 goals down in a game. They work their way through it, and they're certainly doing it through a lot of the experienced players. Delahunty, Kitchen and and also Greg Clark's doing a pretty good job in the middle of the ground.
West Coast desperate for the next clearance. Hutchings, gang tackle. Kitchen pinches it, throws it on the boot. Inside 50, and Brander takes front position on Sokol for a good grab.
Yeah, that's a good result.
Wants to go wide to Witherden. Brander back on for the return kick. So as you said, Jared Brander been playing quite a bit of footy on the outside for West Coast, being asked to go back with the McGee injury. That kick, who's flying for West Coast? Easy pickings there for Aaron Heel.
Nathan Vardy threw his arms out to Brandon and said, well, that wasn't the kick, but I think if Vards had really made a beeline for the footy, he probably could have got there ahead of Heel.
Martin with a ton of space. That's Ferrone over the top, still unchecked.
Tell you what, Hamish Brayshaw's not travelling too flash behind play either. That right knee, he's really struggling.
It was a good kick to putt, but he dropped what should have taken. And West Coast, can they capitalise in transition? Vardy, O'Neill, Ainsworth, little chip to Brander, doesn't travel the required. Little bit uncertain which way to go here, Jared Brander. Oh, he just hoiks it round the corner. Archie's got 3 to beat. Bounces off of Stainsby's chest. Subiaco, a couple of fumbling moments here, but it's not going to cost them because they've still got the footy. Good chiselling ball here. Hickmott just waiting in the wings, and have a look at them line up unchecked. Ferrone wants to turn on that left boot. Got a couple lining up. Good spoil there from the Eagles. Sokol's blind handball to no one in particular. I think Sears was either taken high or didn't have it. He'll take the free kick.
Yeah, still got the binoculars on Hamish Brayshaw. He is genuinely limping. He's got that right knee heavily strapped, and he's been flexing it a few times and limping quite noticeably as well.
Sears looking for a cheeky Ainsworth option, flies. Can't bring it down. Shuey knows over the boundary line's a win at this point.
West Coast system's broken down now. They can't get out of their back half, and when they get it to the wing, there's just nothing happening. So all of a sudden, that's not just so much West Coast breaking down. You've got to give credit to Subiaco. Their system, they look like they've got a better structure around the footy, and they're certainly sort of, well, they've been the dominant team for the last 15 minutes.
Shallow throw in, and there's the halftime siren. Quality fight back from the Lions, and they're going to take a 1-point lead, I think.
No, you're right. You're right.
Heading into the main change, Goss.
You're right. No worries about that. We're going with the Waffle website now, and we're telling us that it is a 1-point lead as opposed to what the scoreboard here is telling us. Michael Brought with 2 goals, singles to Hickmott, Martin, and also Lewis Putt. And for West Coast, the goal kickers are all singles. Archie 1, Garlett 1, Rebillard, Vardy, and Williams. Jalen McGee off with knee injuries. We take a look at the highlights. Luke Shuey talking to the playing group, the West Coast Eagles. We take a look at those highlights in this contest. It's been an entertaining game of footy, and this man has certainly been playing everyone on a break. Look at that, Luke Shuey. The tackling, the gives, brilliant by Garlett, top of the square, a juggle, 3-mark effort by Archie.
Good early body contact there from Archie, and how about that finish from Brought? Not much daylight to speak of, and he makes light work of that attempt. Rebillard, he slotted one from about 35 out, and from that moment on, it was all Subiaco, piling on goal after goal. 3 straight they had, and a thoroughly deserved slight lead.
He's been good punt. He started to come into the game. It was certainly dominant, Vardy and Williams.
Have a look at this one. This is the running barrel, isn't it? No, not this occasion, but lowers the eyes. A good mark there from Joey Deegan. When it's worked for West Coast, it's looked good. As you said, Goss just trailed off a little bit late.
Yeah, very much so. But it's, you know, and that big man unit collar up, big Michael Brought, he would be not out of place in any competition.
Don't see the collar very often, do you, Goss?
You know, the collar up, just keeping it off the back of the sun. I think that's sun. You've got to be careful of the UV. And there's Nicholas Martin with his goal. So half-time, Subiaco, the scoreboard has finally caught up with you, Thumper. You got it right. Who am I to disagree with you? 5-6-36 to 5-5-35. Just a really quick look at some stats before we go to the half-time break. We'll go to the break. Hutchings 15 and Witherden 14 and Luke Shuey 13 as well. We'll take a break. This is the live feed, courtesy of the West Coast Eagles and Hungry Jacks. It's Subiaco by 1 point.
I think when you see young men develop, succeed, particularly at football, because that's why they were drafted to play footy. But I always say that if a person leaves a football club, whether they play for 2, 5 or 10 or 15 years, a better person, then the football club's done a pretty good job. It's not all about football. It is to the supporters about winning and losing, but there's more to it. I came to Perth Football Club in 1967 as a 17-year-old. There were a lot of good and older men at this club, and I soon went from a boy to a man in a couple of years, and I was lucky enough to play in a 68 premiership.
There's a young Perth forward going back to have his kick and throws the 4 points to Perth. And there's the siren. Perth have won the 1968 grand final.
Perth Footy Club was something special to me. Got great memories. Believe it or not, 1977, I played in the first State of Origin game, and Fitzroy had appointed a new coach, and I thought it was time to make a move, and I met with the late Harry Atlas, who was the president of East Perth, and on a handshake, that's how I ended up at East Perth.
His kick is going into a nest of East Perth players, and it's been taken as the siren has gone. The siren has gone to end the 1978 grand final, and look at them.
Just ironically, East Perth beat Perth in the grand final in 78 by 2 points. I was lucky enough to win the Simpson medal, but you don't go out to prove a point, you just go out to play footy, and end up being a pretty good day.
Crowd are roaring because their heroes are up there on the balcony to receive the pennant, receive the cup, and receive the adulation of their fans. There's a shot of Ian Miller. Look at the cup being passed down the line.
I didn't think that I would end up still involved with football. I always wanted to be a physical education teacher. And then I was in retail, and then I end up back in football full time. And who would have thought? Well, my association at West Coast started in January 1990. I got a phone call from then director of West Coast in Murray McHenry, and he said, how would you like to be on the match committee? And I said, well, I've never really thought about it. Can you come up and meet Mick Malthouse? I said, certainly. So I was a selector for the first 3 years on the match committee, and then I was chairman of selectors from 93 to 99. Yeah, so we played in 3 grand finals, 2 premierships and finals for 10 years. It was a pretty good ride.
The Eagles are going to win their first leg.
A long road to the MCG and his second premiership.
Towards the end of 2002, I came back to the club in a full-time role. They wanted someone to be the conduit, I guess, between the match committee and the WAFL clubs, because we had players at all the WAFL clubs. And then that gradually morphed into, after the first year, into the PDM, Player Development Manager, which is from AFLPA, and then Player Services, and then it just grew bigger and bigger, and you used to do everything on your own, and but that was fine, whether it be, it was more off-field, players off-field work or studies, transitions, delistments. I'm a fairly emotional person, and I've had a cry with it at the end of a year when players have been delisted, host families, parents. We've had in my time, since 2002 to now, we've had 53 host parents that have acted as host parents along the way in the last 19 years, which is unbelievable, really. I think I was pretty lucky that the way I was brought up with mum and dad and the football club and at Perth, and then teaching. Teaching helped me a hell of a lot. And then being involved in a retail business, employing a lot of young kids. So you have to build relationships and trust. And that's all I did, was bring that into the footy club in the player services. It's now called Wellbeing. I have a saying that if you get up in the morning and you want to go to work, you've got a pretty good job. So I've been very lucky.
bounces off a couple, swings on to the left, and swings it through. It's 6 for Josh. It's 600 for Josh Kennedy's career.
Hey guys, just want to send a massive shout out to all our supporters. We've reached 100,000 members. It's fantastic effort. Thank you so much. Cheers.
So Lloyd swings round. Quick football, that's better. Oh, goes McGovern.
Thank you to all our members, all 100,000 of you plus, 100,000 plus. We love yous. You're the best in the world.
And Paris Laurie has got no one between her and the goals, and she rewards that work from McCarthy. Beautiful goal from Paris Laurie.
100,000 legends. That is epic. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate it so much. You guys are the best.
Darling Allen out the back. Cripps can get it to Allen. Oscar Allen! Eagles are in front.
100,000 members. We can't believe the support we've always got here. Hopefully we'll have full capacity crowds back here at Optus Stadium soon. But until we see you, we can feel your support wherever we are, and we're just so proud. Thank you so much for your help.
Ash McCarthy from directly in front, and they strike through first. The Eagles.
Thanks to all the 100,000 West Coast members this year for your incredible support. We're really looking forward to getting the season started at the end of this year and can't wait to see everyone back at Mineral Resource Park soon.
100,000 members, really appreciate all the effort and support that you guys put in. Hopefully we can have a great season and get a few more members. Cheers.
For her first AFLW goal. And the goal umpire didn't move, and the Eagles one entry for one goal.
Wowee, we've got more than 100,000 thank yous to say. We're so grateful for all your support from across the world, and we can't wait for another big year for the Blue and Gold.
Got a hand on it, one paw, lays a tackle on Smith, opens up the angle, look out.
100,000 members, what a massive achievement once again. Thanks for all your loyal support. We'll see you down here soon.
All right, single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple and try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Devastation on a scale rarely seen here in WA has destroyed almost half the buildings in Kalbarri.
The tourist town took a direct hit from Cyclone Seroja last night, with 170 km/h winds smashing the coast.
Look, obviously some people in our communities are doing it really tough right now, and the reality is that they may be doing it tough for some time to come. So as well as the physical damage to property caused by the cyclone, there's also the mental side of how you deal with that and how it affects you in other ways.
We're so grateful to have a visit from the West Coast Eagles. Since the cyclone, the whole landscape for the children has really changed with the devastation that they saw at their school. But one thing that hasn't changed is the community spirit that they have and the love of their community. People have just been so kind and generous with their time to come and spend time with the kids and doing something they love to do, which is play footy.
We were asked by the WA Education Department to come up north to Kalbarri, Northampton and Binoo to give back to the communities that have done it tough after Cyclone Seroja for the last month or so, and do a couple of footy clinics. We've linked in with the regional police, just giving back where we can to the guys that have done it pretty tough. I do love mucking around with the kids. I've got a little bit of a 10-year-old in me still, so I love kicking footy and mucking around and having as much fun as I can. So I remember back when I was a little kid like that, we had visits from players and from the footy club, and I just used to love it. So, you know, whenever I do those things, I try and put myself in their shoes and think how much they'd enjoy it. So I give everything that I can and hope they have a bit of fun. It was great to get involvement from some of our players back home. We had some Zoom calls with a few AFL and AFLW players, which the community got a lot out of.
Oh, it's been a crazy few days. So Monday I got a call from a few of the recruiting boys just to come in. Didn't really get a lot, but yeah, they just said if the opportunity came, then yeah, they'd potentially look at me, and yeah, obviously it went my way. And after that, it's like I said, it's been a crazy little 24 hours or the last 2 days.
Yeah, so on Wednesday I was watching the draft. I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen. So watching and my name got read out, the whole room went off, everyone went crazy, and it was massive flood of emotion.
Yeah, being out with the guys is just unreal. Like, you go from just training off at the Falcons and then now you're training with the likes of Nina Nui, Luke Shuey, so it's like, yeah, it's a big change up, but yeah, just super grateful and excited to be here. Yeah, the mullet's not too bad. It's still got a bit of work to do, but yeah, hopefully I can earn a bit of the respect from the other boys that have had them.
Well, it's all still sinking in. I'm really grateful and excited for the opportunity that I have. Training yesterday was great. You know, I sort of feel like now I'm part of the team. I'm able to really foster good relationships with people and really grow with the team around me, yeah.
Family time's more fun when you keep it simple. Take a break with Hungry Jack's new feast bundle. Get 2 tender crisp chicken burgers, 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 18 nuggets, 4 small chips and 4 drinks for $34.95. Only at Hungry Jack's.
Not every AFL player's career and journey is glamorous and rock and roll and you play every single game. And
to come out here and play a professional sport in a different country is kind of what you dream of.
I think from my perspective, it's always been a battle. Sometimes I do win and I get into the AFL team and sometimes I don't.
We always did the same kind of things growing up. Fights are behind closed doors.
Welcome back, and yep, we've just come off there, and I was the star performer, Bouncy Castle. I'll just clean them all off there, Thump. You're easy.
It was
work,
deflated by the time you got off, Tim. A lot of crying children.
Yeah, 5655, and welcome back, courtesy of Hungry Jacks, to the Waffle live stream, of course, of the West Coast Eagles game. Good game of footy. At one stage, it was almost a 3-goal lead to West Coast. But Subiaco worked their way back in through the exploits of their captain, Lee Kitchen. Will Hickmott was interesting early. Hutchings, Witherden and Shuey. And Luke Shuey's had the 13 disposals. And our socials and everyone else is making a comment, not just our fans, of course, but in particular the other media that is being represented here today. If you've seen Luke Shuey's performance, it's one of the best 13 possession performances you want to see. He is a class above. His work rate has been exceptional on hands and knees. His tackling has been fierce. His use of the footy's been outstanding. He's brought a whole range of other players into the contest as well. And on the website, on the Waffle website, we're not exactly sure whether that does say 5654. No, they've corrected it. That's good news. So it's 5655. There was massive confusion as to who got what point and where the score was. And that's where we got a bit confused in the first half. But that score you can see right there on your television is 5655. That is correct.
It's a massive shame that West Coast don't have any lead to speak of at this point in time, Goss, because they jumped them early and held them at bay for a really long time. It was almost the point of that Jalen McGee knee injury when he got taken off the ground, and that's when the floodgates just opened and Subiaco started to roar forward with a number of forward 50 entries, and they capitalised.
They did. Let's go. I'll run through the full stats for our West Coast Eagles fans who are watching, and we'll touch on the Subiaco ones as well. Mark Hutchings, 7 kicks, 8 handballs, 15 disposals, 4 marks and 2 tackles. Alex Witherden's had 14 disposals, have all been kicks and 4 marks. Also, we've had Luke Shuey, 5 kicks, 8 handballs, 3 marks, 2 tackles, and just been dominant. Braden Ainsworth's had 4 and 8 for a 12. Brander's had 4 and 7 for 11. Xavier O'Neill 7 and 4 for 11. And Bailey Williams had, I think he had 7 in the first quarter and 4 marks. Well, he's got to half-time with 11 disposals, 5 marks and 8 hit-outs. Kieran Huggs had 2-7, so that's 2 kicks, 7 handballs for 9. Lennon Marlin, 5 and 3 for 8. Zane Trews had 2 kicks, 6 handballs. Archie's had 4 kicks, 3 handballs, 2 marks, 2 tackles and 1 goal, 2. Hamish Brayshaw, 3 and 3. We'll keep an eye on Hamish Brayshaw too. He looked very, very sore at half-time. He is out there. I think they might have restrapped that right knee. Good to see for the skipper. Jared Garlett's has 6 disposals and kicked 1 goal, 2. Zane Sumich has had 6. Joey Deegan's had 6. Nathan Vardy, 14 hit-outs, 3 kicks, 3 handballs, 6 disposals and a goal. Liam Billiard's kicked a goal. Ty Caesar's had 4. Connor West has been quiet, just the 4 disposals. Jordan Bush has had 2 disposals. Callum McGee 2. And Jamison 2, should I say. And Jalen McGee off the ground with a knee injury, also 2 disposals. And just touching on Subiaco, Lee Kitchen 15, Aaron Hill 12, Hickmott 12 and a goal, Marsh 12, Road 11, Delahunty 10, also 6 hit-outs and 6 marks. And Angus Dewar has had 10, Martin 10, and Matira Bailey's had 10. Inside 50 count to half-time. The inside 50 count was Subiaco 21 and West Coast had 22. Had 30. which was, no, I'm wrong again.
No, you're on the money. You're on the money. They're just the two more inside 50s for Subiaco.
Yeah, 21 to 19.
That's the one.
Yep. Good game of footy, that's one thing, but you felt, didn't we, and as you mentioned there, around the same time, I'm not saying the Jalen McGee injury was the reason for it, but that was at that stage where things just started to get a little bit shaky for West Coast, and the breakdown was coming mid-forward, in particular between sort of the centre wing and half forward. They really had no options there, had to think through it, and then all of a sudden Subiaco started to get their hands on the footy. But this has been good to watch. It's really been good to watch this man who's come back. When did we say his last play, Waffle footy?
Wow, that's a good stat. 2010 was his last game of Waffle footy. He's had 10 weeks off, and 2010.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah, well, he's getting himself some Sandover medal votes, even be it if he doesn't even end up in a winning lineup. He has been very, very good.
So he's just had a recent 3 to 4 week training block to get him to this point.
Yep.
So a lot of fans might wonder how many minutes is he capped at today. It's probably around the 80 minutes, so you won't notice too much absent Luke Shuey out today. It is managed, but he is going to play a fair chunk of the game. So I guess it's all in preparation for next Sunday's contest against the Western Bulldogs. Will we see the likes of Tim Kelly, Jeremy McGovern join him? Amazing to see Alex Witherden out in the park today as well, coming off a 4-week absence with a groin injury. Of course, stepped in and filled Bunga's shoes when he went out with his calf. Looked at home, played the 5 games in 2021, and looks a class above here at Waffle level.
Hamish Brayshaw just addressing the troops. And that young man there walking through the middle is Greg Clark. Now, Greg Clark is a 24-year-old ex-State 18s captain. Many were surprised he didn't nominate for the mid-season draft. I can assure you he is hardcore on radars of many clubs in the competition in the AFL.
What about his 42 touches last week against the Demons? That wouldn't have done his chances any dramas.
Played state footy as well, played in the state team. He's a big unit. He's really looking forward today to mixing it with some quality AFL players against the opposition.
But look, they're all the size of Delahunty, all of them. It's an unbelievably big
You know what this is? This is the Eagles of the 92-94 era, where they were basically 18 midfielders. Paul Harding was the ruckman in 92 in the premiership, but the rest were midfielders, and that's what they were, the Craig Turleys of the world. And this man, Nathan Vardy, started in the blaze of glory. He just started to sort of fall out of the game a little bit in that back half of that second quarter, along with his teammates. Looking forward to this. And I reckon this, and I think the breeze has dropped a little bit. If not, it's going across the ground a little bit. When we were coming back and your ice cream, you missed a whippy, well, you're holding it up and it was blowing off to the Nullarbor plain side of the ground. That certainly indicated the wind was changing direction. How did you go with that? You had the double scoop.
I accidentally took it on the bouncy castle and got kicked off. Terrible combination. All right, we're back here. Start of the second half. Leederville Oval. Liam up and going against Vardy against Delahunty. Handball back, finds Harris. Clark on cue with the first clearance for the Lions. Brandon Matira, will the ball sit? Witherden in pursuit. Trusty left, and have a look at that delivery. Lace out pass. Good take there from Martin. Finds Marsh on the inside. Distance will test him into a slight breeze, kicking to the left of screen. Harrison Marsh. He's had a good year so far in 2021.
Good player.
Taken number 44 in the 2012 National Draft. Went to the Sydney Swans. Can play. A great size on him and a chance to get Subiaco off to a raring start here in the third term. And have to strike it sweetly. Geez, he gives it a fair ride in the air. Gonna fall just short. Tall timber there. Sokol over the shoulder. Anyone get hands on that? No. What a brilliant opening goal, Ben Sokol.
Very much Riley Thilthorpe, wasn't it, from the Adelaide Crows for goal of the year. Did a little bit more cleaner on that, though. Thilthorpe's went up and down, and there it is here in replay. Like a cork in the ocean. No protest at all from Jared Brander. Didn't throw their hands up to say it was touch, so there's some honesty there from JB. But that is a great start. And I will say this, Subiaco pride themselves on their third quarters and early doors. They set themselves, often at the long change, at the long break, for a 10-minute. They basically come out and just go gangbusters for 10 minutes, and that's exactly what we've just seen then. The ball use, again, huge kick by Marsh to come up short, but that's where all good men, small men, midfield goal kickers should be, mid-forward goal kickers should be, and that's where, of course, Ben Sokol is. So it's up against West Coast because this momentum of the game has certainly changed midway through that second quarter. Subiaco want this game on their terms, and they're going to be very hard to beat from here.
The Bernie Naylor medalist of 2019 had 5 in the first quarter against the Demons. 6 in the first half, and that's his first major in the third term. Great tackle there from Vardy. Oh, it's going to be called hanging on to.
Yeah, didn't have it.
He's protesting with the umpire, but it's Harris's ball.
Yeah, didn't have it. I don't think Vard's realised the ball had left the area. The tackle did linger.
Subiaco want to go laterally. Bailey Matera with the brightest blue boots you've ever seen on a footy field. Wide, taken by Road. Busher infringes and he'll take it.
Wide Road.
Very good.
There's plenty more of that came from, especially if the game blows out.
Not too many numbers behind play. They're all inside forward 50. Brander on his second, third, fourth attempt. Can't bring it down. Good tackle there from Sumich. Someone goes off the deck. Hutchings relieving Mark just outside of the goal square. Mark Hutchings been building into some pretty good form for the West Coast Eagles waffle team.
Good kick.
Now played 3 straight games of over 20 disposals.
This is where it fell apart here, from this connection to here. So Bailey Williams, so they've just got to get on the end of it here, West Coast. Oh, he gave it to him.
Busher emptied over the boundary line, Garland by his side. That's right, they were just looking for Tall Timber to make contests late in that second quarter, and that's where Subiaco really started to repel and get their rebounds going.
Yeah, hanging on here.
Nathan Vardy searching for Hutchings. Quality clearance. Archie just a step off there, and right place, right time. Cole Stainsby looking for Clark on the broadcast side.
It's the size of this bloke with you.
Short kick in board to another monster midfielder in Marsh. Umpire waves him on. Long ball to half forward. Vardy. Quality mark. Sumich keeping Sokol at bay. Good team footy there for the Eagles. Wants to go inboard. Has Ainsworth. The switch is on for West Coast. Brander.
Brayshaw.
Wants to go corridor. Well called from Goss.
No.
Ainsworth goes sideways. Works. O'Neill has it. Probably could have kept that momentum going forward through the corridor, though, because now they have it pinned in at half back. Luke Shuey offers. Tries to move around Ferrone. Skipper to Skipper. Wants to go back to him, and why wouldn't you? Have a look at the pace. Hammy's looking fine. High ball inside forward 50. Archie from 3 deep has a good dip, as you know he will. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going Subi's way.
Yeah, going to Harris. It was pushing it back by Garlett. Yeah, I thought Arch was going to actually really launch at it. Got stuck about a yard too far back.
Subiaco have got the switch set up really well here.
Only 7 free kicks in the game. Been well umpired. Good, it's a good game of footy.
Just over the outstretched hands of Rebillard. Lays the tackle. Clark there in support.
Good pressure, Rebillard. Really good pressure on the kicker.
Not too much down the line for Subi. Brander, easy intercept. Good spearing ball to half forward. Umpire says there's no mark there, and that was one of the worst attempts I've seen getting the ball out. But the umpire falls for it.
100% it was. The umpire fell for it. Hook, line and sinker.
Vardy looking for the back tap. Shuey can't get the clear path through.
Good tackle.
True with a good tackle, drives his opponent to the deck. And it'll be a throw up just outside Eagles forward 50.
So, Subiaco, as I said, who pride themselves on fast starts for second halves, have only got the 1 goal out. So all of a sudden, the terms of the game have started to even up a little bit. This is better from West Coast.
West gets the clearing ball into the pocket to the feet of Williams. Good to see Connor West get involved.
Yes, needs to get more involved, and this is a stoppage for West Coast. Right area for them to set up here.
Subi know it, though. Look at the numbers stream around this contest. They don't want to let Williams and Vardy control these clearing situations in such a dangerous area.
Gee, I tell you what, the boundary umpire's been generous to Subiaco. I'm sure that went out next to the behind post.
Right you are there, Tim. Nevertheless, throw in. Sokol does well to get the first mid on it. Good handball over the back by Road. Clark, Hickmott.
Too easy.
Subiaco clear. Broad up against Ainsworth. A fair mismatch, and that's why the spoil from Braden Ainsworth was more impressive.
Subi good in tight, aren't they? They're very good with the use of the footy now.
How many curls is that bloke doing daily?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's a bit of bloody man love going on here.
Oh.
You're falling for him, I reckon.
I'm smitten. I want what I can't have, guys. The 40-inch pythons.
Nothing wrong with that, as
Not
they say
at
on
all.
Seinfeld.
Good hit out there from Vardy, but it was even better read from Brandon Matera. Pinched by Westo. Moves past Road with ease. Has a crack 50. Williams the target. Top of the goal square. Heel.
Ooh.
Sees it over the boundary line. Enough pressure there that the umpire says all fine with me.
Again, a nice stoppage for West Coast. That was better from Connor West. Started this half a little bit better than... You know, they might have done a bit of work on Connor West. He was outstanding, as I said, a couple of weeks ago. But he's come back to the pack a little bit, but he'll keep working his way at it. He's a quality player. Shallow throw in. Throw it back in, son.
Delahunty round the corner.
What was that?
Will Hickmott lays the tackle on Brayshaw. Clark's got a bit of room. Marsh.
Got his own footy in the second half.
To Liam Hickmott, but he's cooked that kick 5 metres too far. Brander takes another intercept for the quarter. He's going to load up. Oh, jumping in the hole, though. Easy grab there for Road, for Subiaco. Didn't give his forwards any kind of chance there, did Brander.
No, it was flat, wasn't it? It was a flat entry. If you kicked it higher, Bailey Williams might have been able to launch.
Fulgrave has a few bounces on the far side. The kick just falling short with that breeze, as you can see. Witherden spun in the tackle, just releases True, Rebillard, Archie, and they've worked this nicely, West Coast, to maintain possession. That kick was affected by the breeze, just missed Busher. An easy mark there for Subi.
Forward 50 pressure has to keep coming. Has to keep coming.
Have a look at the class here from Shuey. Takes care of Stainsby. Sets up a goal opportunity for Hutchings. That is all Luke Shuey, ladies and gentlemen.
Brilliant football. That's all it needed, was a stamp of class somewhere in that contest. Mark Hutchings acknowledges Luke Shuey, who's belting to the bench. Look at this.
Oh, great body work against Stainsby. Now have a look. Hutchings doesn't break stride. Quality finish. You've got to make the most of the opportunities. And a couple of premiership heroes coming to the fray there for the Eagles.
Great response by West Coast. Really good. And has to be that forward 50 defence. Garlick put a bit on, but then, of course, Shuey was the class player inside that. When Subi get the footy, you can't allow them to exit too easily. That's what happens at the AFL level. They ask on their forwards to really apply sort of forward 50 pressure on the opposition defences, and that's what forced the turnover. And then when you have a class player like Shuey in the equation, that sort of set up that goal. So good response by West Coast, only down by a point. That was the lead at half-time.
One straight goal apiece here for the third term.
24 hit-outs to 10, West Coast dominating in the ruck department. But I will say, I do think Subiaco have certainly, Delahunty is starting to have his imprint in this game, and Putt's done some good things as well for a youngster in his first season.
Umpire throws it up after an errant bounce, and Archie takes it away, steams out of the middle. Long kick to full forward, Busher. Had a couple to compete with. Road came in with a double fist spoil. Great tackle from Rebillard. Puts his opponent to the deck. But again, Subiaco, classy out of defence.
Bit going on behind play between Delahunty and Vardy. Bit of a jumper pull.
Just slams it on the boot. The Subiaco defender, True there to intercept. Gives to O'Neill. Hoiks it round the corner on the left boot, but it's all Subi. Kennedy with the easy mark. Goes inboard. Road. Lockyer. The switch is on for Subiaco. They have a spare player on the wing if Matera can spot him. He's got an even better option in the corridor. Sears can't get there in time. Marsh has the run of Martin, who's been waiting very patiently on the broadcast side. The kick in the middle has to be spot on. Brander, good contest. Play on, says the umpire. Follows up with good defensive pressure, and the Eagles stop a quality forward thrust there from the Lions.
Absolutely. And Subiaco, when they're at their absolute peak, would have sort of chewed that up. And they had players loose inside 50. They needed to stop right there, West Coast, and they got it.
Delahunty tries to do it all himself. Kitchen drives. I think it's West into the ground. The umpire will do it all again.
Zane True's having a good quarter of football.
Hutchings can't get boots of ball. West dispossessed. Crowd want ball. That is really hot. If that's holding the ball from the non-controlling umpire. The umpire here was blindsided, but didn't think he had a lot of time. Matera. Marsh plays on quickly. Inside forward 50. Again, Ainsworth with a good defensive spoil. Sears. Ainsworth on the right foot. Good pass to Archie.
Getting busy, Archie. I like him. A bit more in the midfield. Liking it. The blue boots look good too.
Good to see Brayshaw continuing to play out from his early knee niggles.
No, he's gutsy, see. He's a gutsy man.
Long down the line.
We'll get him on the Coast to Coast podcast during the week. Big
from behind, almost West takes an absolute blinder.
Free kick.
In the end, it's going a free kick to someone from West Coast. No one wants to take it. Have a look at the replay here. Oh, that would have been the mark of the year. And Vardy almost would have been flat, losing his $5,000. Brayshaw, good kick inside forward 50. Here's Garlett. Still struggling for oxygen after his last attempt. Probably just ran out of puff chasing that ball. My goodness, that was exciting stuff.
It was big. It was big. It was safety first on the way down. Oh, that was a huge leap. Excellent to watch. That'll liven everybody up a bit.
Subiaco clearing kick, brought the target.
Yeah, Vard saw that $5,000 flash before his very eyes. He loves his money.
1-on-1 contest. Ainsworth's going to win the free kick. He was being held onto by Ferrone. Braden Ainsworth been busy this term, more so defensively, if anything. Lowers the eyes. Good mark, Brander.
Yeah, look, Brander, Ainsworth, True, all starting to get busy through the midfield. Very good. Well, you know, that needed to lift their rating, and they've all had a piece of it. Archie's been good.
And Wad West to the mix as well.
100%. Starting to get a bit more of the ball now, this West Coast midfield.
High floating ball from West. Players stack on just inside forward 50. Here's a chance. Garlett off the left boot to the goal square. Vardy competes. Big contest, 1-on-1 here. The cavalry can't arrive in time, and Hug capitalises.
Brilliant Vardy. Brilliant Vardy. Brilliant below his knee. Stayed in the contest. Hug arrived perfectly on time. It was well done by Garlett, who's done some good things. Here it is here. Yeah, he doesn't get...
What a follow-up, eh?
Yeah, it was very good. It was very a great follow-up. I think it was Heel who he beat for that contest, and Heel doesn't get beaten very often in that situation. So it was well done by Vardy.
2 on the trot now for the Eagles in this third term. Just when you thought Subiaco would take this contest, they kicked the first within the opening minute of this quarter.
Correct.
West Coast have pegged a couple back.
Correct, and I want to harp on it because I'll say it 3 times. I might even say it a 4th time. Subiaco pride themselves on fast starts in second halves. They always have. They reload, they reset, they recalibrate, and at the moment, West Coast have played them on a break. Been a very good fight back by West Coast. This game certainly had shades of a margin Subiaco's way coming to half-time, even though it was only 1 point at the time. Good crowd in too. I'm really pleased that there's a good turnout for this contest between West Coast and Subiaco.
Kieran Hug with his first of the afternoon, coming off 3 against Claremont last week.
Great
Here's
chase.
a chance. Good chase there, affected the kick on Will Hickmont by O'Neill.
Oh.
West a little unsure which way to go. Can Subiaco make the most of this opportunity? Matera, he's got class. Not on this occasion. Didn't bring it back enough.
Connor West did all the work and then he ran out of think time and options.
He was very uncertain where to go.
Just gave it straight away. Here it is, Matera.
Gee, normally gobbles them up. The ball drop was just a bit askew on that occasion.
Hit the wrong side of the belly.
Brander. Probably for his 5th disposal of the quarter. Oh, that kick's a bit untidy. Luckily goes through the hands of the Subiaco player in the middle.
Clever.
A chance. They've turned it over again. Hug, the 1-2 with Witherden. Long kick. Looking for Archie if he can just keep it in. Goes in board, and have a look at this. Waiting all by himself. What a grab there from Deegan, and another opportunity for West Coast.
Archie, brilliant. I think Archie knew. He had a quick look and saw that if he could get possession and run at the target, he could get the kick to Deegan. Very, very good football. Lining up for his 8th disposal, Joey Deegan. I thought he'd done a calf or an outside right knee in that first quarter, but this would be a great response for West Coast. It'd be a handy little lead, double-digit lead if he knocks this one home.
For West Coast, 3rd straight of the 3rd term. It's got the distance and the accuracy. Well done, Joey Deegan.
And well done, Brendan Archie. Very good football. Far side, had to get the ball. It's actually well played by Witherden at half-back earlier that set it up with that dash with him and Hug. Little 1-2. It wasn't a great kick in the end for Archie, but he got it to the boundary line. And as I said, I reckon he had a quick glimpse and realised if I can get possession and then straighten up at the target and connect, he'll get Deegan, and Deegan stood on his own. And to kick that goal was fantastic. They've got the breeze, though, Thumper.
You and that breeze, Goss.
They got the breeze.
It does exist, I'll give it to you.
17 minutes gone in the quarter.
Is it a 3-goal breeze?
No, it's not a 3-goal breeze.
Exactly. Good start. Joey Deegan coming off a sensational game last week. 22 disposals, 6 marks and 7 tackles against the Tigers. He's been a wonderful addition to this West Coast lineup.
Tell you what, it's been a wonderful half of footy too for Witherden's up to 17 disposals, Brander 16, O'Neill 13, Zane True 12. They've all been dominant. Connor West also.
Back in the middle, have a look at Bailey Williams from the ruck. Off the side of the boot, good clearance, but how's the mitts again? Joey Deegan on cue. Couple of big marks. He had the distance before, Goss.
Bailey Williams threw that ball too far out for him to kick it.
Just goes the hot spot. Who's flying? Busher from behind.
Free kick.
Archie! Oh, the umpire's bringing it back.
He should pay advantage. Yep.
He has paid advantage. Goal to West Coast. They didn't know whether to celebrate or bring it back.
Well, it was a free kick, I think, to Busher for a hold paid by the central umpire in the goal square for a hold. Brilliant footy, and Archie said, well, don't worry about that, guys. Archie's having a... Here it is on replay. You'll see the hold here. There, you just missed it. I think it was Lockyer that was holding, and Archie was in one motion, and he said, yeah, pay advantage. So, yeah, good football all around, well umpired. There certainly was a free kick there. And this is good by West Coast. All of a sudden, up to a 17-point lead, nearing the biggest lead in the game.
His second of the afternoon, Brendan Archie, drafted back in 2011, has had a decade of one-year deals in the AFL. Can you believe? Living on the nice edge throughout your whole career?
I think he's the X factor that I think our senior team will need come finals time.
We can plug many holes.
He can. And today, his second half has been exceptional. And I see Luke Shuey's about to check back into the game as well. A long conversation on the boundary line with the bench board.
Again, West Coast with the ascendancy in the middle here. O'Neill, another clearance. Bouncing ball inside forward 50. Good body work from Archie, legal. Brayshaw on the left boot. Busher front position, gives a little tap, hug, handball, creative Garlett, goes on the other side and he's missed.
Oh,
so his defender read the left boot snap and he said, right, I'll go the right. Just didn't make good connection.
I think it's about 1 goal 3 for Jared Garlett, and he's taken almost mark of the century.
Well, it's their first blemish on the scorecard for this quarter. They had 4 straight up to that point.
Oh, well, drag him. Harsh. Connor West.
Oh, what a grab there from West. You've called it. Goes back into the unknown and copped a hit from Putt. Good grab.
I think Jamison could have kept Putt away from that contest a bit easier. Give Connor a bit of breathing space.
Hug a bit too far out to score. Subiaco setting up the zone here in their defensive 50.
This is one bloke that has improved leaps and bounds since being a part of the West Coast Waffle. Seriously, he dead set could hold his own in any Waffle team. He's not just a top-up player. He's a good talent. I'm liking Kieran Hug.
The former Demon, of course.
Yep. Close to the man on the mark. Here's a worry.
He gives it a fair ride. It's going to fall just short. Oh, my goodness, Archie! What an absolute screamer!
Hand it over, Barnes.
Oh, Nathan Vardy, you've just lost 5K! You knew he was going to do it at this level, and Hugs just set it up beautifully from him, and the close-up camera's not going to have the mark. We're going to have to get it from the wide. Oh, Archie, with the left boot.
No. Oh, dear.
Oh, he's bellied it, and the shot's an absolute Barry Crocker.
Oh, dear.
That's brought you down from cloud 9 a bit.
Here it is.
Let's have a look. Where's he come from? Almost from the side. What a leap. Over Lockyer. Garlett even had a crack at it. Everyone's trying to take mark of the year.
Did he hold it?
According to the umpire, he didn't.
Shame we didn't get the close-up.
Oh, shame we didn't kick the goal more like it, Goss.
No, very true.
Subiaco hold on. West Coast peppering at this point in time.
It was a fair leap.
You just didn't see it coming. Oh, that kick is dangerous. Subiaco not using the ball effectively out their defensive half, and Hamish Brayshaw bobs up for an easy chest mark.
Where would Hamish Brayshaw be if you were relying on someone to kick you a winning goal after the siren in the pecking order of this team? Where would he fit?
Of this 22?
Yeah.
Yeah, midfield.
No, come on, answer it honestly.
It's just short of midfield. But this is a tough distance with a crook knee. So
come on, Hammer time. Come on, Hammer time.
Can he put the skipper's goal through, the 5th of the quarter? He likes it. He's given the double fister. It's 5 for the quarter.
Look at him. He's up and about the skip. Nice work, Hammer. Very good. He's been concerned with some of his set shots.
Oh, he's loving it. Have a look at these celebrations too. Have a look at the double fister. Bang! Getting around Liam Robiliard, giving him plenty of attention, and that is a captain's goal if you ever needed one.
4-goal margin. 4-goal margin.
Don't they like to pride themselves on that third term, guys?
They do, and that's why this is super impressive. I am telling you. I'm not advising you. I am telling you what Subiaco pride themselves on, and that's third quarters, and West Coast have played them on a break.
14-1, Goss. 14-1. Could have been one of the greatest Saturday night celebration. Where are you going? You're going to Capital.
Who are you talking to?
When you collect your winning ticket, whoever punted on it.
Give me a break.
14-1.
No chance.
Perth's your oyster.
Yeah.
Go to Crown at about 3.
I was talking about it, and that's what told me about it, was Serge Miller coming into the ground.
I don't think he's allowed to bet, but...
No one is at the club, and that includes me.
Shuey, that's a beautiful handball. Spotted Williams over the top with a bit of space. Again, West Coast killing him out of the middle. Vardy front position, and he's been paid the mark. He has. Just kept his defender at bay. With the one mitt, juggled it.
Bit going on in the middle of the ground. Delahunty and O'Neill. Shuey said, let's separate. Ran past it, and now everyone's converged again. So, yeah, Xavier O'Neill and Lockie Delahunty.
Gee, tough ask there from Lockyer. When you've got the big ruckman in front, there's not much he can do. Held his ground well. And Nathan Vardy, again being a difference maker. Lining up for his second of the afternoon. For West Coast to stretch this lead. They are taking Subiaco to the cleaners in this third term.
With the breeze, though, Thumper. With the breeze. 5 goals in front. 5 goals in front. It has been a remarkable turnaround at half-time. And you've got to remember, too, Subiaco kicked the first goal of the half. So they've kicked 1-1. West Coast have kicked 5 goals, 2.
6 goals, I think, for the quarter. They kicked 6?
6 goals, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. 6 goals, 2 to 1 goal, 1. It has been a remarkable turnaround. So they've Hutchings 19 disposals, Ainsworth 17, Witherden 17, Brander 16 has been significant. Luke Shuey has only had the 3 extra disposals in this half, but they've been classy. O'Neill's been busy, Archie's been outstanding, Mark of the Year contender as well, and the best out of bounds on the full you want to see. And Hamish Brayshaw's had 13 disposals and a goal as well. Lot to like about this, and Nathan Vardy 10 disposals, 2 goals and 20 hit-outs.
All been a part of this CBD action at the moment. Subiaco just can't get these clearing kicks. A chance for Delahunty if he picks it up. A wild handball, but Hutchings has read it best. Kick round the corner into a nest of Eagles. Marsh, fortunately for the Lions, is there to at least put a stop to another forward 50 thrust. And I'll tell you what, Goss, if they're a chance to win this, you'll be calling a little bit of the last quarter alone. I've got to get down there with the video camera.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I tell you who's also in the crowd is Willie Rioli. He's watching this game, as he is allowed to be here. Of course, he's not allowed at West Coast until, I think, Monday or tomorrow and Monday. Tomorrow.
Right. Yep.
But he's actually allowed as a fan of footy, and he's watching, and he was down watching, of course. And there's a player down behind play. I think it's Deegan again, or is it Rapillard? I think it's Rapillard. Slow to get up. But Willie Rioli's certainly in the crowd and was sitting behind the Eagles bench, I noticed.
So holding the ball paid, I think, against O'Neill. Subiaco in Kennedy. Handball over the top, Clark. Here's an inside 50 for the Lions. Puts it up just over the head of Broad. Marlon mopping up for the Eagles. Handball to Sears.
2 hands would have been nice.
Liam Hickmott sweating on him. Broad at ground level. Kitchen. Handball to Broad. Tumbles the ball inside forward 50, out the back. Oh, that's a quality mark. And Braden Ainsworth's defensive work this quarter has been sublime.
There's a switch here. So they should come out this way, West Coast. They've got Zane Sumich on his own. If Hutchings can get off the mark, he might have to go back the other way. No, he'll definitely get to him. So this is a nice little bit of relief here for West Coast. Just take the tempo out of the game again. Subiaco are starting to apply a bit more pressure.
They'll have to go long, but they've got little tall timber down the line. It's just Busher.
Yeah, this guy will fly for it, Garland, if he wants to.
And Hamish Brayshaw almost... Oh, that's almost an absolute belter. How are some of the leaps we're seeing here at Leedy Oval today?
You're loving it. You're up and about.
What an absolute rip. I just couldn't bring it in at the final moments. Stainsbury in the end got a fair bit of leap off that one.
Yeah, Stainsbury's a good player. Archie's off the ground. Connor West checks in. Brander's trying to come on and out. No, they're making a change. Garlett and Archie are switching over again.
Shuey, another clearing kick, but that one's out in the full. Stainsbury BNF winner last year?
He was, absolutely. And was the last player dropped from the state team.
Oh, not a mantle you want. That's stiff.
No, that's okay. He's a good player. Yeah, he was the Subiaco's club champion. Won the Outridge medal, of course, in a COVID-affected season.
Full grave, short pass, Matera. A few goals kicked this quarter, so you'd think just a little bit of time remaining.
Yeah, look, I'm not exactly near the timekeeper. Well, that's a wide kick. Not near the timekeepers, but I can tell you right here, it will probably be a 30-minute quarter.
Good kick to Bro. Matera to Matera. This is Bailey. You'd think some kind of set-up kick is in order.
He's coming a long way from the boundary line.
Little pass. Oh, that is spot on. So True just couldn't get across, and Sokol takes an easy mark on his chest.
And Vardy couldn't get across either to his left, and True couldn't get across to his right.
Well, have a look at the numbers inside defensive 50. You'd think the Eagles could plug that hole, but in the end, quality ball use from Bailey Matera. Sokol had a shot here from the first quarter, and it drifted. No, I think he pulled it, actually. So let's see if he's made any adjustments.
He's already kicked 1 goal today. This is his 9th disposal.
Ben Sokol starts this one a bit further right, and he slotted it. That is much needed for the Lions. Their 2nd goal of the term.
Classy move, and much needed, as you mentioned, coming up to 28 minutes gone, back to a 4-goal lead. So again, red time goals. West Coast have got a few of their own, but they have let the door ajar a couple of times now against Subiaco, and that's what Subiaco will keep doing. They will keep coming, and albeit you can't sit on this lead, but I'd be very surprised if Subiaco don't keep applying the screws as much as they can. Would be disappointed with his output in this quarter, 6 goals to 2. But at the same time they're still within reach, only 4 goals down coming in with a quarter to play.
West Coast, of course, a man down with Jalen McGee suffering what appears to be a very serious knee injury in the 2nd term. So a very brave effort for the Eagles, 1 down here.
18 disposals to Kitchen, Marsh, 16 to Road, 15 to Clark. And at West Coast, 21 to Hutchings and 6 marks, 18 to Ainsworth, 18 to Luke Shuey, 4 marks, 3 tackles, Witherden 17, Brander 16 and 7 marks.
Ball back into the very dirty centre circle here at Leedy Oval, and Vardy out of the centre does it solo. Little dribble kick. It's well read though from Kennedy. Gets the ball moving forward. Ainsworth leads in the race. In front of Hickmott. Back feed to Brander.
Give it.
He just hoiks it high. Who's going to fly? In the end, Stainsbury drops a simple mark, but it's still going to work out here for the Lions. Handball over the top. This is Martin. Can he find a target inside? Lowers the eyes. Good attempt from Broad. Jamison there in support. Eagles under some severe pressure here. Subic. In fact, Sears fumbles it over the boundary line. Oh, is he going to pay off the... Oh, he's going to pay out in the full.
Yeah,
so
definitely rolled off his foot.
Just clipped the boot last minute, and can Subiaco snag another one late here in the 3rd term?
Well, this will be deflating, a bit like the bouncy castle, as you can see in the back of that shot. It's
when
gone
you
down.
Jumped on it, yes.
Well, look at it. It's, he just missed the out of bounds on the full. But
Martin plays on round the corner. Does it have the bend? And it smacks into the goal post. Let off for the Eagles.
Yeah, as you can see, the bouncy castle, it's done for business. It takes a while to pack it up, so he's got to do it before dark. Mr. Whitby will stay here. That queue's getting longer.
So what have we played?
Almost 20,
almost 30 minutes here in the 3rd term. West Coast will be desperate to hear this siren and go in with a fair lead at the final change. Lockyer in front, can't take the mark. Archie flew with him. Pack forms. The umpire will have it.
You just wouldn't want to give up another goal here. It would be heavily deflating for the team as they're chasing their first win of the year.
Vardy, front position. Putt wins the hit out. West sharks it with class. True, high ball. Shuey underneath it. Runs out of room. Subiaco with another attempt here. Will Hickmott. Started the game on fire. Coming up for his 16th disposal of the match. Son of course, West Coast assistant coach Adrian. High ball, Vardy front position. Sears gives it a high ball. Oh, Brayshaw front position almost takes the contested mark. Broad kicks it into Putt's backside.
He got a second one, Putt. He got it from his
teammate. He did get two. Friendly fires. Marlin round the corner. Williams needs to compete. Oh, O'Neill was about to be absolutely crunched in the contest. Lucky he had a bit of awareness about himself, and we'll reset here on the broadcast side.
There's Jordan Lockyer there for Subiaco, number 21. Of course, his dad, Andrew Lockyer, former West Coast Eagles, up there at Northampton, doing big things up there. Big JK's up there as well, doing it for the Rams, raising money for the Cyclone Saroja ravaged Northampton and Kalbarri and outlying areas. So well done to Barge and everyone up there who's probably an Eagles fans are up in that area this weekend.
Well said. Kitchen. The handball is pinched by Shuey on hands and knees. Archie, clever tap. Vardy gets it moving forward. All of a sudden, the Eagles want the siren to hold off. Lockyer beautifully avoids the tackle. Short kick sets a task of Will Hickmott. And Subiaco, the class from half-back, prevails. Stainsby can draw his teammate in Clark. High hit from Shuey. Umpire says nothing wrong with it. Sokol takes the grab. Subi have got a few surging back. This kick needs to be on point. Fierce defending needed here from West Coast. Ball hits the deck. Sears goes off the ground.
Legged.
Was he legged? Umpire says yes, and that's a big let-off because Subiaco was a fair chance to score on that occasion.
They were absolutely under the pump. And well done to Big Ty Sears, who's actually got called for holding. I thought he was grabbing him around the leg. They could get out here, West Coast, if they can. Be very handy late to get another score.
Back to Ainsworth. He's had a big turn. And the siren goes. What a quarter from the West Coast Eagles.
It was a great quarter. Well called, Thumper. 6 goals 2 to 2 goals 2. But again, Subi started coming late in the term. As we take a look at the Hungry Jacks highlights, it's a 23-point lead at the final change. And there were plenty of highlights, including an Archie mark where you're about to see. Garland almost took mark of the year right in front of the interchange area. Here are the Hungry Jacks highlights. And Luke Shuey, again, everything he touched was gold. Brayshaw kicked the goal, of course. We'll see that a little bit later. Look at that work rate of Luke Shuey. And so that was the first go for a big mark from Archie. And again, Luke Shuey, as we take a look at his highlights.
Gorgeous handball to Hutchings for his
Beautiful,
first of
wasn't
the afternoon. And that's where the goals started to flow.
They did. 6 goal in that quarter, and that was certainly where the floodgates started to open a little bit.
That was him just applauding his senior team captain on that occasion. And the work rate of this Eagles midfield on display. They all stood up on cue when they needed them the most. Oh, have a look at that. Almost mark of the millennium. Garlett round the corner. This is Vardy's individual brilliance. Keeps the ball alive after making the contest. Little give a hug.
Look at that hand pass. Sweet.
On the goal line. Finishes the good work. Archie centering ball here.
Deegan went back and kicked the goal. Again, that was great. But Archie had a stellar quarter. That was a stellar quarter from Archie. And while you're about to see the mark of the year, unfortunately, he doesn't connect. There you go. You watch this for a leap. Oh, no, that was the hold.
No, because we don't have it in close up, remember?
That's
it's going
right.
to be the wide angle.
Well, we'll take the wide angle, but this was after. That was after that goal there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Didn't make the highlight package.
You're joking me. What's going on there, you blokes in the truck?
Oh, Wes, that's a quality grab.
He had a good quarter.
He did have a good quarter, very much so.
Here it is. This has got to be it, surely.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
Have a look. You don't even know where he is here. And Garlick went for it. And he's used one of the tallest blokes in the Eagles lineup in Bailey Williams for the step ladder.
And this is the highlight for me.
The captain's goal.
The captain's goal. Look at this. Look at this reaction.
He knew what it meant.
That's Gary Rowan all over it, right there. That's the silence, eh? Silence me. Well done, Hammer time. 11-7 to 7-8. Big Vards.
Well, big quarter, really, wasn't it?
Big quarter.
In control in the centre bounces. Assisted in one and kicked another. Stood up greatly.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Pretty happy with it. And they got one back late, Subi. Thanks to Hungry Jacks. So they're in their best possible position. We'll take a break. Thanks to Hungry Jacks. Can they hang on? West Coast 73, Subiaco 50. Back with the last quarter. Right here, the live stream, courtesy of Hungry Jacks.
All right, single Aussie, your double whopper cheese.
And my triple whiskey river.
Whopper your way. Choose single, double or triple. And try the new Whiskey River Whopper with smoky barbecue sauce and angry onions. Whopper your way, your taste, your size. The burgers are better at Hungry Jacks.
Oh, it's been a crazy few days. So Monday I got a call from a few of the recruiting boys just to come in. Didn't really get a lot, but yeah, they just said if the opportunity came, then yeah, they'd potentially look at me, and yeah, obviously it went my way. And after that, it's like I said, it's been a crazy little 24 hours or the last 2 days.
Yeah, so on Wednesday I was watching the draft. I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen. So watching and my name got read out, the whole room went off, everyone went crazy, and it was a massive flood of emotion.
Yeah, being out with the guys is just unreal. Like, you go from just training off at the Falcons, and then now you're training with the likes of Nina Nui, Luke Shuey, so it's like, yeah, it's a big change up, but yeah, just super grateful and excited to be here. Yeah, the mullet's not too bad. It's still got a bit of work to do, but yeah, hopefully I can earn a bit of the respect from the other boys that have had them.
Well, it's all still sinking in. I'm really grateful and excited for the opportunity that I have. Training yesterday was great. You know, I sort of feel like now I'm part of the team. I'm able to really foster good relationships with people and really grow with the team around me, yeah.
Family time's more fun when you keep it simple. Take a break with Hungry Jack's new feast bundle. Get 2 tender crisp chicken burgers, 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 18 nuggets, 4 small chips and 4 drinks for $34.95. Only at Hungry Jack's.
Welcome back. And Brendan has got 2 goals and Nathan Vardy 2. Hutchings chimed in with a goal and 22 disposals, 21 to Ainsworth and Luke Shuey. A lot of focus on him and also a lot of focus too on returning West Coast Eagle, Willie Rioli. A lot of fans are here today and Willie's just part of that. He's not part of the Eagles, of course, and can't be for a few more days to come, but he's down here as in the outer, which is good to see, and getting back into the community. Ben Sokol 2, Michael Broad has kicked 2 and Lee Kitchen 19, but it was a dominant third quarter by the West Coast Eagles as players go into their position. Let's take a look at the leading stat getters in the game for West Coast. You're watching the West Coast live stream, of course, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. 22 to Ainsworth, 22 to Hutchings, 19 to Shuey, 18 to Brander. Had a great third quarter. Witherden also had a ripping third quarter. O'Neill 16, Witherden had 18. Hamish Brayshaw, the skipper, leading from the front, 15 and a clutch goal. Archie, Mark of the Year contender, 13. Hug 13. Zane True 13. Bailey Williams 13. 13 hit-outs as well, and also 5 marks. Nathan Vardy, 21 hit-outs, 12 possessions and also a couple of goals. Connor West got busy, had 8 disposals in that quarter as well, so that was a good quarter for him. Marlon 10, Deegan 9, Garland 8, also took Mark of the Year attempted. Zane Sumich 8, Ty Sears 7, Rebellion 5, Busher 3, Jamison 3 and McGee off with a knee injury and 2 disposals. Here we go, last quarter. It is the West Coast Eagles by 23 points.
If you're just joining us, fasten your seatbelts. We're here for an absolute belter final quarter.
Subi pride themselves on fast last quarters too.
Might have just run very quickly up the steps, completely out of breath. Marsh, deep inside forward 50 entry. Dangerous area. Subic, a chance for Matera. Sokol bundles him out of the way. Brought round the corner, doesn't have the bend on it. It's going to fall short. Oh, take over, guys.
You just get your breath back. It's okay. I've done a bit of commentary. Yeah, he's off mic because he can't breathe. That's why he's off mic. Thank you, boys, in the track. The boy gets through for a minor score, 7-9 to 11-7. I'll take it from here for just a couple of minutes as Witherden tries to bring the ball back in. Had a very good third quarter.
Fitness is in good nick too.
That's all right. You're fitter than I. Anyway, let's take a look at what he does. He's allowed to stroll out. He makes a lot of ground without having to bounce the ball. It's a long kick to the wing. Up goes Vardy. Double grabs it in front of Delahunty, but takes the mark backward of right centre wing. Far side of the ground. It is a 22-point lead to West Coast. Vardy holds the footy. Kicks it long now. Here's Brayshaw, skipper, right knee. Looked in trouble in that second quarter. Has a runner going past in Sears. He ignores that. Back feeds to West. Had a wonderful, wonderful third quarter did Connor West. Long kick. Archie up, takes the mark. 60 out, chips around the corner. Williams marks.
Good play there from West Coast, taking it out coast to coast, you'd call it. And the first goal, absolutely pivotal in this contest. Williams a chance, albeit a difficult one, going to strike it from just inside the 50.
Kicked a goal early doors in Vardy, so it's been a good contest between the big men. You've now got to give it to the Eagles. They were certainly dominant in that third quarter. But this would be a game changer if Bailey Williams can kick a goal right here. Is this going to be a bridge too far for Subiaco if he kicks the goal? Long kick, strong kick, comes up short. Lockyer, where all big defenders should be, rushes it through, back out to that three-quarter time margin, 23 points. 11-8, 74 to 79, 51. You're watching, thanks to Hungry Jacks, the live stream, courtesy of the West Coast Eagles.
They want to move it quickly in the middle of the ground. Harris, short ball, picked up brilliantly by Sokol. Back to Harris. Long ball. This is fast ball movement from Subi. Geez, they took that out of full back in an absolute heartbeat. And Brought, bit unsure whether he's going for the goal or spotting a teammate. Still in two minds.
Sliced it.
Puts it in a dangerous spot. 4 Eagles converge and they just see it over the line safely in the end. A few nervy moments there.
Michael Brought wanted someone to lead short into the pocket, and he was in two minds, and that didn't help at all.
Witherden goes for a trot, finds Shuey, who you'd think is going to have to be pretty big in this last quarter to maintain this Eagles lead. What a kick to Williams. Pinpoint, 50 metres. Horizontal lead, hits the big fella. And he'll take it. He wants to go long. I'm sure he'd love to be on the end of this. The kick just didn't have enough on it, and Kitchen takes an easy mark.
Good crowd on that outer, as I've mentioned a couple of times today. Fantastic. Starting to get a tad dark, I must admit.
It is, but we're safe as houses in terms of rainfall, Goss. None of that today?
No, none of that today.
Marsh.
Tomorrow, different story.
Centering ball, Delahunty. Fakes past Hutchings, goes long. 2v1 though. Ainsworth, there with Sumich. Ball sits for Sears. Handball. The ruckman has a bit of a ruckman kick at that point in time.
It's two bad kicks.
Oh, geez, it almost cost West Coast shot on goal. The kick was just over the head of the desired target inside forward 50, and lucky to get away with that, West Coast.
Yeah, Bailey Williams has now turned the ball over twice. He's better than that.
He's going to move forward now. Vardy goes on ball.
That might be the better option.
Up against Delahunty. Kitchen rose beautifully. Great smother from O'Neill. Vardy looking for Hutchings around the outside. Just a bit fumbly. Couldn't get it to him quickly, but ball trickles out just outside of Subiaco's forward 50.
Jacob Brennan getting a handball, a nice little extra to the boundary umpire.
Looking good in pink.
No, it does
Jacob
look
Brennan.
good in pink. He actually pulls the pink off really nicely.
Does indeed. Vardy looking for Shuey. Jumping in is Menegola. Umpires swallowed the whistle. Is he going to ping him? No. Spills out.
Connor West has done an right ankle behind play.
Delahunty just gets boot to ball. Bit of space here for Stainsbury. Goes to ground almost cleverly in the end. True. Oh, is he going to ping home the ball? Just gets the handball out. Does well, but in the end, Martin to Clark. High ball to the top of the goal square. Going back, Brander. Good contest. Sumich needs to get rid of it. Ainsworth on the preferred. Goes the handball option to Rebillard. I want to see that ball cleared out of defensive 50, Goss.
I think Connor West has done a foot, not an ankle. He's coming off with the assistance of a trainer. He wants to be left alone.
Is he on the far side?
Yeah,
over
far
there,
side.
right?
He's trying to get up a jog now. He's on the 50, far side. If we can pick him up.
He's not moving well.
No, he's got a limp. He sort of grabbed his ankle, I thought. Now he's sort of starting to get a bit more freedom. He was going to come off for a brief moment, but he's determined to stay on.
Vardy nudged out of it cleverly by Delahunty.
Free kick.
Well, legally, says the umpire then.
We'll keep an eye on him. Yeah, he's trying to get to the bench here, Connor West, I reckon. He's looking over towards the bench. I thought it was ankle. Then he started to touch his foot, and I had the binoculars right on him. So this doesn't look good for Connor West coming off, because he was instrumental in that third quarter.
Vardy would prefer to be on the end of this one. He's going to look for Williams to provide a contest. High leap from Bailey Williams. And have a look at the Eagles players streaming back. They just need to get it forward. Garland, one way than the other. They all have to stop and prop, and in the end, Subiaco got back in the nick of the time, and Lockyer takes a defensive mark.
I think Connor West is done for the day. He looks in a bad way. As soon as he got to the bench, he really struggling. He was courage that he could walk off the ground, to be honest. The Eagles staff got to him, and he looks in a bad way with that right foot.
Witherden provides a defensive contest. Ainsworth, good tackle in the end then, says the umpire. And we'll have it locked up just on the broadcast wing, slightly favouring Subiaco's end.
He's on the bench now. He's on the ground. We'll keep an eye on Connor West. They're already playing one short because McGee's off with a knee.
Vardy comes off for a spell. Williams into the ruck. Shuey, well tackled on the end. Menegola just ran out of time.
Ooh.
Hold the ball. Or who's thrown that?
Archie not happy with the tackle of Kitchen. Ditched the ball back at him.
Yeah, didn't want to give it to his teammate, did he?
He turfed it at
Well, it would have been 50 if it was the other bloke's kick. Hutchings, delicate ball movement, finds Shuey.
It'll be interesting to see on rotations now how much game time Luke Shuey's going to play in this last quarter.
Oh, good mark there from Busher.
Almost
good
50.
contest. Lockyer knocked it out of his hands, but not a lot in it. Brayshaw short, ignored. It's a pretty open forward 50. Subiaco haven't set up too defensively. Brayshaw wants to turn and go. High ball. Williams waiting. He's provided the contest all day. Oh, tough bouncing ball for Subi. Have a look at the moves from Garland. Great defensive smother. The Lions out of jail.
Kennedy was the smother. What a beautiful smother it was.
Stewart and Matera takes one bounce. Archie in pursuit. Long ball to the wing. They've got a couple of numbers. Bro to bro action again. Bailey Matera back to bro. They're racking it up, the Materas. To half forward. Gee, that's a long ball. You can see the wind is playing a little bit of a role. Jamison, his kick's untidy, and again, Bailey Matera, about his fourth disposal in a minute. Short kick to the feet of Martin. Geez, he's got some time to sum it up. The short pass to Hickmott. Umpire calls play on. Did well for the back feed handball to his brother. Long ball, top of the square. Oh, big leap there from Jamison, and in the end, ill-advised because Sokol sockers through the goal.
Cal Jamison looks a bit rusty today. He flies for the ball. I love it. Where he normally flies. He's got a great leap, but he just looks a little bit out of sorts today. He'll be better for the run, I'm sure. Sokol, you can't afford to make mistakes on the top of the goal square like that, and that margin's back to 16 points. These two teams look out of gas. West Coast are down 2 rotations. I reckon Connor West might be done for the day. I'd be surprised if he came back in. Subiaco have got full numbers. Jalen McGee's gone with a knee. You've got to be careful of overplaying some of these players, in particular Shuey and Witherden.
That's a very, very sound call there, Goss. You really want to win this game for the morale of the group. And I think they've deserved the win today. But you also don't want to push those players. And they won't, but it's going to be a shame to see the result unfold by making those calls.
Yeah, they're really having a conversation with Connor West and upstairs, up to Daniel Pratt from the bench as well. So there's a bit going on here at West Coast with the numbers. Vardy is off the ground at the moment. Subiaco are coming. Can West Coast hang on? Still plenty of game time left.
Ton of time left. Just 9 minutes played in the 4th quarter.
They're kicking with the breeze, Subi.
Williams. I'll have a look off the wing. Well read there from Harris. Little handball to Putt. Didn't want to kick it. Wanted to give it a Clark. Bit of class. Kick inside. Oh, good mark there from Sumich. Had front position. Didn't give Sokol any chance there.
He's been good in the air, Sumich. When the ball hits the ground, that's a bit of a worry for them. Of course, and that's where Sokol does a lot of his damage as a dangerous forward.
Hutchings has Witherden streaming past. Short kicks precise to Brander. They've got the skill to pick them apart if they can here, West Coast.
Yeah, no need to panic, but at the same time they've got to hold possession. They've lost it a couple of times now.
Subi going one-on-one across the ground here. They don't want to allow any easy ball movement from West Coast.
It's pretty stagnant up the ground, let me tell you.
Long ball down the line. Busher needs to fly. Fulgrave in front for the Lions. O'Neill on the left. Brayshaw's got to go back. Oh, she can just go for another dangle. In the end, can't hold it, and Subi, oh, that's a good kick because it'll open things up for Martin. Turns and goes on Marlon. Brandon Matera,
brilliant kick.
Low darting ball, hits broad in stride.
Sokol.
2v2 in the 50.
Yeah, Sokol on Sumich.
Sokol on Sumich. The kick didn't really do it any favours, gave Sumich plenty of time to head back. Not out of trouble yet here, West Coast. Sokol sees something in the corridor. In fact, it's 2 players. Brandon Matera goes off 1 step. He's got some of my golf hook and just hits the point post, no score.
Yeah, starting to unravel right before our very eyes for West Coast. Subi are starting to really press hard, so they've got to hang on. Now, I'm not going to blame numbers and rotations, but I can assure you from my vantage point, that is all about the conversation being had with the bench, upstairs in the coach's box, the runner and the medical staff as well. They are working overtime to work out what are the right P's and Q's right here.
We have Vardy and Shuey ready to come back on. I think the only 2 fit players on West Coast bench for the time being.
I think you're right. They're 2 handy blokes to be on the bench.
Subi with numbers here. Road off the outside of the right boot. Oh, what a mark there from Sokol. And that's a bit stiff there from Sumich. He had him the whole way. That's just strength, bigger body. Have a look at this in the replay. Got front position, held his ground, and that's a one-handed mark. He's got to tip the cap.
He beats anybody in that situation, not just an inexperienced waffle player, and he's lining up for his 4th goal. He could be the difference right here.
To bring it back to 10 points. The Lions have got their tails up now from about 35 metres out. Pushed a little bit right, but it's all good. Here come the Lions.
Yeah, they're coming. Don't worry about that. And it's not through lack of effort from West Coast, but they are just a very polished unit. It's now back to 10 points. So, Vardy's now checked in. I saw Luke Shuey was on the headset for a brief time. He's put the headset down. No, he's got it back on again, and he's deciding where to now for Luke Shuey.
We haven't got a boundary rider down there. We're not interviewing him in a minute, are we? It's definitely the headset for the coach.
Definitely is, and he sat down again. So this is all about managing Luke Shuey's minutes here. There's no doubt about that, and they would be working. They can't overcook it, and it can't be, as we've mentioned, they're torn here, I think, the West Coast coaching staff, about having their best player out on the ground and or getting him prepared for next week against the Bulldogs. And I'm sure the Bulldogs are probably watching this feed as we speak. 11-8 to 9-10, 10 points the margin. And Subiaco have got a full head of steam.
Luke Shuey's old man Dave is watching the stream. Had to get the link beforehand, so g'day to Dave. Your boy's doing all right so far.
Doing great, Dave.
But hoping for the 4 points here this afternoon. Hutchings kick forward. Good contest from Subi. The clearing kick back into the middle goes through Vardy's hands. Could prove costly. Delahunty's kick. Low worm burner. Good pick up from Sokol. The handball's even better. A chance for Ferrone. Lowers the eyes. Jamison's got to do some good defensive work here on Broad. And he does. Pushes him and the ball over the boundary line. Gee, Nathan Vardy really could have gobbled that up and hit a number of targets inside forward 50. Just couldn't quite get his hands on it in control.
Yeah, it came to him pretty quick too. I think it might have just been coming at a bit more quicker speed than he had thought. But they've got to hold firm here. And they do have to get the ball in their front half and keep it there, West Coast. The game's being played on Subiaco's terms at the moment.
No, Ruckman gets a hand on it. Menegola shirks the first tackle. Can't get Boots a ball in the second.
On the ball.
Umpire calls play on. And Langdon, that's a precise little snap round the corner, finds O'Neill.
Not too sure why that wasn't holding the ball against Menegola. Probably was more of a push than a tackle, but he certainly didn't get... Oh, there's a bit going on behind play, and again Delahunty's involved in it.
I think the cameras picked it up on the wide shot. Vardy controlling the contest there also.
They don't like each other at all today.
High ball, 3v1 in favour of the Lions, and West Coast will be happy to see it over.
Still going at it behind play.
A couple of big boys arguing there.
They are.
Of a throw in far side. Brand around the ball. O'Neill, Hutchings. Putts up against it. Uncontested. Not sure what Vardy was doing.
He didn't nominate. Hadn't nominated. He was too far away from the contest.
And in fact, it's a free kick going the Lions' way. That's costly. Another inside 50 entry. Sumich front position. Good contest. Archie. They work it out, the Eagles. Getting a bit of run on. That kick's going to be well short of Hug. The handball back, put him under the pump. Little slick for Brayshaw, needs to handle it. Has the runner on the outside, and Robiliard with nothing at all to kick to. And I think that shot displays it all.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He needed to be a bit smarter than that. That was just a kick and hope from Robiliard. He needed to hold the ball and maybe just lower the eyes a little bit and find someone almost back through the corridor.
Dewar wide to heel. Marsh can't handle it.
Shuey about to check back in.
Short kick. Putt provides a good target. Short pass. Oh, it's a little over the head again. Subi just not figuring this breeze out. Missing targets by a couple of feet extra going to the right of screen. That hasn't gone 15. Or the umpire has said it has. Let off there for the Eagles.
Yeah, Harris is arguing the toss with the umpire saying it didn't go 15. That's why I spoilt the ball. It was either spoil it or almost give away 50 metres. But gee, a goal here would break Subiaco's spirit, I reckon.
Shuey and Williams can't get on the ground here, Goss. They're on the wrong side of play. They're calling out, but nothing doing.
Yep.
Oh, good leap there. I think it was Deegan, in fact, crashing the pack and putting Vardy to the ground, which is hard to do.
And Shuey's trying to get messages through almost Morse code to some other midfielders to tell who else to come off the ground to try and get messages. He's desperate to get on the ground for this closing back half of this game.
So West Coast have edged the ball forward. Territory battle at the moment as far as they're concerned. Brander shirks the tackle. O'Neill, high ball. Who's flying? Busher goes up with Lockyer. Garlett, high ball. Numbers going back to the square. And in the end,
good stoppage.
Fulgrave sees it over the line in a marking contest with Brayshaw.
Perfect stoppage here. Again, this is West Coast danger area. This is when you've got Garlett around the contest. Is Archie lurking with intent anywhere, or is he back behind the play? He's back at sort of centre-half forward. He's out of this, so needs a little bit of class here. I'll be on Garlett to do something magical.
Throw in. Bush is going to compete in the ruck. Putt with the hit out. Looking for Deegan. Hickmott spins in the tackle. Subiaco blind kick forward. Archie from behind. Can't take it. Spins out of one. This would be something special from Archie. Oh, has it got the distance? It's marked on the goal line. Oh, that's intense stuff, and great work from Fulgrave getting back for Subi.
He's a big unit, Fulgrave, isn't he? You know, Michael Brooke, I think, have contest, but yeah, right place, right time, and still Shuey and Williams can't get on the ground. Luke Shuey's been there for a good 5 minutes now trying to check in.
He'll come back on if the ball advances to this broadcast side. 2v1, Archie and Ainsworth. They get the ball over.
Jamison coming off.
You could hear the West Coast Eagles teammates celebrate that shot on goal. They thought they had it and it just held up in the breeze.
Shuey on, Jamison off, and Williams trying to get on the ground as well. 10 points to margin. We've gone 17 minutes.
Vardy in the ruck. Delahunty wins the free kick. The advantage not paid. Oh, in fact, it's going Vardy's way. So Subi thought they had the advantage there. Delahunty certainly thought he was winning the free kick. So a bit of uncertainty. In the end, the Eagles will have another forward 50 entry. It's a long one. Who's flying? Good fist there from Lockyer, and Hug's going to run out of room to operate.
I know Archie's got a job here and he's playing across half-back at the moment, but I think if they're going to keep bombing the ball in long and they want to win the game, he's got to be down the other end of the ground. But they're playing structure. I'm speaking as a bloke who wants to see them have a win, and they can only do it if Archie is in the forward 50.
Plenty of numbers inside forward 50. Busher with the pusher. He's going the free kick against. It's going Delahunty with the Bronx cheer of the crowd.
It's pretty obvious.
Clark. Long ball. It's 2v1 if Vardy can get there. Sumich. Oh, wow, Vardy again. They just can't judge the ball in this breeze.
There's a breeze here, you know.
Oh, Archie's going to put True under the pump. Oh, that's a strong mark.
Archie was breathing a sigh of relief when he kicked it. He went, oh, no, I've shown too much of it.
He had Hickmott bearing down. Witherden, long ball. That's precise to Hutchings. This clock can't go any slower as far as the West Coast Eagles are concerned.
Another goal, and that will deflate Subiaco. One more goal, and West Coast will win their first game for the year.
Hutchings, high ball. Subiaco, in fact, it was Delahunty getting spoiled against, I think it was by Heel. They weren't to know. They were the only two that flew.
27 Hutchings and 10 Marks, 24 Witherden, 23 Ainsworth, 21 Brander and Shuey, and 19 O'Neill. Brayshaw's had 18.
We haven't called a close game in years, Goss.
No.
We've got a terrible record. But here we are, 10 points up on the flag favourites. West Coast, can they hold on? Hug, Kennedy on the ground, Delahunty scrambles a kick forward.
Well done.
Sears read it best. Marlin, blind handball. The big fella picks it up for the Lions. He's tackled immediately, and West Coast desperate to lock this ball in.
That's what they've got to do. They can't Subiaco get them on the break, and they can swing it down the other end. They've just got to lock it in, work hard 50 from inside this 50 and get a goal.
Vardy hit out. Here's the voice on the outside. It's number 65. Goes to ground. Deegan provides the tackle. You'd be a brave umpire to call anything there.
That's good. That's real good. And that's exactly what is needed. Just keep stopping, keep the ball in there and just hope for some flair.
The two big men. It's been a great battle all afternoon. Delahunty goes off the deck. Matera on hands and knees. Tries to tap it to his brother. It's just scrappy footy at the present time, and as it should be, desperate moments of this fourth quarter. 10-point margin to the Eagles. They were 24 points up in the third term, and Subiaco slowly clawing it back. Williams, clear-cut hit out. Deegan can't take it from the air. Kennedy loses it. Again, the pack forms, and I think we'll be seeing a fair bit of this.
Yeah, still too far out, isn't it? Too far out in this. There's still got 5 or 6 minutes of playing time, but again, it will deflate Subi's charge if West Coast get another goal.
West Coast have got a few numbers back. It's good to holding in the ruck contest, going the way of Bailey Williams.
They're getting a good rub of the green with the free kick, so let me tell you right now. Free kick count. I'll just check that for you. They haven't been over the top of the whistles. No, they haven't been at all. I reckon the free kick count would be, I can tell you exactly what it is, 11-9, Subi.
Oh, peanuts. Williams sets it up. Top of the goal square. Oh, that's a special mark there. What is it from Stainsby?
Yeah, good mark.
Good contested mark and a very sizable pack. Greatly needed for the Lions.
Well, they've got to keep fighting West Coast. They can't let an easy out.
Oh, what a kick to Ferrone. Pinpoint. He thought about moving on. O'Neill there checking on the mark quickly. Goes to Brandon Matera. He's off. Long ball down the line. 2v2. In the end.
Ooh.
Is it Hutchings seeing the ball over the line, or it's Ainsworth?
Yeah, he opened himself up too.
It is Braden Ainsworth. Having a look at this mark. Yeah, floating across in front of Busher. That is quality.
Yeah, really good mark. He could have spoiled it like all good defenders, but he backed himself to grab it.
So throw in. Subiaco have pushed the ball up to their half forward. Kennedy. He's been big in these last few minutes. Matera's got better as the game's gone on. Long ball. West Coast had the numbers. Ainsworth. Handball along the deck. Well collected there from Witherden. High ball. Delahunty uses his body and the umpire's paid it against him again, and he's not happy.
Yeah, he's not going to be 50 for anger management moments. I reckon he's got to be careful there.
Hutchings It's 50 metres. That's got to be from descent against Delahunty. There's nothing else going on. There's no one overstepping marks or
it was always coming.
Encroaching. That is so costly from such a senior member of the team. Hutchings had no right to be in that marking contest against Delahunty.
That's 5 free kicks he's given away to Lockie Delahunty.
Hutchings, bit of 1-2, statting up with Ainsworth. He's saying, I want long down the line. Let's play contested footy and bring in the territory. Vardy the target. 2 grabs, 3. Umpire's call, play on. No one's got any idea. Geez, that is a big call in the context of the game. Rebillard, it's going to be contact below the knees, and I can't wait to see it again, Goss.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's the one where he got hands on the footy and the knees come in at the same time.
Yeah, exactly right. Unlucky both ways. Now, Vardy didn't get paid the mark, so he had to get it on quick, and then it was below the knees against Rebillard. You did right. You called it perfectly there, Thump.
Deegan with a bit of a hobble. Don't want to see that. West Coast already down to 2 fit players on the bench. Archie's made Matera earn it. Oh, it's a 50-metre penalty because Matera was going to move and go straight away, and O'Neill was there to stop him. Big 50-metre call. Here go the Lions. 4v1 inside forward 50. It's over the back.
Free kick.
Oh, it's going the way of Sokol. And here the Subi crowd get up and about.
Yeah, they're starting to get everything go their way at the moment here, Subiaco. They're getting the absolute rub of the green with a few line ball calls.
So Ben Sokol, to put through his 5th of the afternoon, was slow going in the first half. And a big opportunity to bring it within a goal. Normally bread and butter for him, and he makes no mistake. What a thrilling contest we have here at Leederville Oval.
Well, next centre clearance is going to be key. So 24 minutes gone, so 25. And in this quarter alone, the Subiaco have added 3 goals, 2, and West Coast have only added 1 point. So it's not going to be a huge, long quarter by any stretch of the imagination. But as I've said repeatedly in this quarter, West Coast are 1 goal shy of winning this game of football, and I still believe they get a goal. Well, I know it's going to be very common cliche, but next goal wins.
No, gutsy stuff, Goss.
Well,
gutsy
I've been
stuff.
saying it before. They needed one with all that inside 50 entry that they had and all that possession inside their forward 50. They needed to hit the scoreboard.
If you'd have said that 3 minutes ago or 4 minutes ago, I'd give you plaudits.
I said 3 or 4 minutes ago, 1 more goal and it's beyond Subiaco.
No, you said they'd be deflating. Deflating. Absolutely it would be deflating. They've had all the run of it here, Subi. The 2 fit players for West Coast telling at this point in time. Can they hold on for their first win of season 2021? Hutchings, round the corner. Oh, that's gutsy stuff from Luke Shuey. I thought Fulgrave was going to put him into next week. And have a look at that chiselling pass to Hug.
This is the Hug pocket. He kicked 3 goals at Revo, Claremont Oval, from the same spot 2 weeks ago. And he only kicked 3, and they're all from this same area.
Fans probably can't get a sight of the size of Kobe Fulgrave, but I honestly saw the headline there. Fulgrave kills Eagles captain. Luke Shuey had no idea what was coming. What a mark.
Kieran Hug, fella, it's on your boot, young man. Right here, right now.
For his second and most important goal, surely, of his Eagles career, and it's skinny the whole way.
They need a goal.
That point does very little.
No, it doesn't. It makes it, if they get a goal down the other end, it means a 1 point loss, and that would be absolutely gut-wrenching for the West Coast fans who are watching. 75 to 70. They've got to go coast to coast.
Will they go straight down the guts, you reckon, Goss?
That's exactly what they're doing.
Here they go. Delahunty the target. Ainsworth with a fly. Jamison, timely fist. Puts it in front. Oh, that's a big ball to miss as far as Lions are concerned. Handball over the top. Rebillard. Off the deck, bouncing ball. Deegan. Fulgrave. Hug. Taken high. Question mark.
He got it.
Right there. Oh, it's the non-controlling umpire. Have a look at the other umpire. He's 3 metres from the contest and he hasn't paid it.
Hey, this is the Kieran Hug pocket. Did I tell you that he kicked 3 goals against Claremont?
Bill Murray on the Groundhog Day. That is such a big call in the context of this game.
One thing he has to do
is score.
That's all he has to do is score or wait for the siren.
Big call from the umpire that was 40 metres away. Anyway.
He's going for the non-preferred.
Kieran Hug, he had a chance 30 seconds ago. Goes for another attempt. The left foot snap. He's kicked it. What a massive goal for the Eagles.
Give the man a hug. Hug trees, Hug whatever you like, West Coast Eagles fans. But that is brilliant stuff. And look at the emotion on Hamish Brayshaw, the skipper, who's been a part of this all the way through. It's out almost beyond Subiaco now, you would imagine. An 11-point lead at the almost 28-minute mark. Kieran Hug had a sighter, but gee, he owns the right forward pocket for the West Coast Waffle.
We've got the Subiaco reserves players just starting to file out in front of us. They were getting very vocal, as they should be, as they were steaming home. But in the end, that is an almighty umpiring call, and I'd love to see it again, whether he's ducked into it or not, because the umpire that was in the right forward pocket said you've ducked into it, and the one 40 metres away said nah, he did not. It's high, and they'll debate it frivolously.
Archie was going to try and come on the ground, and now all of a sudden he's walking back.
Subiaco with another thrust. Matera. Bailey goes wide. Has Harris, 50 out, wants to move it quickly. Short pass to Brendan Matera.
Oh.
He's dropped an absolute soda. Marlon in pursuit. Round the corner, top of the square. West Coast with numbers, need to see it over. In the end, well kept in. Brought. Centering option. What a ball. Suckle. Top of the square. Subi. They're alive.
Wow. Archie has run onto the ground. So what are we now? 29 minutes.
Is that Sokol's sixth goal?
It's not over yet. He didn't really strike it that well either.
How they haven't pushed the ball over the boundary line here, Goss, is beyond me.
Oh, dear me. Well, it can't be too long to go. Surely not.
29 minutes played. There's been 5-6 goals in the term. We've seen quarters go for some massive moments. Here's the excitement of no countdown clock, Goss. Excitement is one way to put it.
Well, I thought Hug had iced the game. I honestly thought he'd iced the game, but that's when you're playing Subiaco. You can't go the early crow. Maybe I have too much too soon. Centre clearance, never been more vital. Look at the queue. Look at the players in the middle of the ground. Hutchings, Williams, O'Neill and Shuey for West Coast. They need the centre clearance.
Hutchings provides the clinching tackle. Subiaco, Clark, a chance to just bang it forward. The handball wide over the head of Kennedy. He'll get another chance to thrust it forward. To half forward. With it in front position. Edged out cleverly. Provides the tackle. Jamison's just given it straight to Hickmott. Kick inside 450. Where's Sokol? Hits the deck. A chance. Matera at ground level. Ball spills out. And there's the siren. There's the siren. West Coast have won their first game for season 2021 in an absolute nail-biter. Hats off to all boys on the park today. What an absolute enthralling contest to witness. Goss, I've got to go get the video camera. The fans will want to see the song. These are scenes. Thank you and good night.
What a great call, Thumper. So there it is there. There's emotion. Even Nathan Vardy is down there. He's happy. Jared Brander, Luke Shuey, and in the end, it was an absolute corker. It was a game that commanded so much attention, so much hype around the result and the players who were in it. Subi are a class outfit. That man was brilliant. And they're pleased. They're really pleased. It's not the AFL, but what it means to the players that have toiled manfully for the Waffle Eagles. That's a great result. That is a great result, and we know that Subiaco will still be very much in the premiership window. Connor West entered the game out injured. Also, Jalen McGee's out with a knee. They finished short of troops, but in the end, they hung on. There's the score, 12-9-81 to 11-10-76. What a result it was there. You can hear the song. Take a look at the goal kickers. 12 goals to 11. And the West Coast Eagles win their first game. And as I mentioned on Twitter about 6 hours ago, the market was distorted and possibly wrong. We talked about it several times. If you've got a piece of it, don't forget, always gamble responsibly. But I will tell you one thing, it was a very lopsided market. 2 goals to Nathan Vardy, 2 to Archie, 2 to Kieran Hug, and won't kick a better goal in his career. 1 to Garlett, 1 to Williams, 1 to Hutchings, Brayshaw kicked 1, so too Joey Deegan, and Rabillard as well. 6 goals to Ben Sokol, 2 goals to Michael Brought, singles to Putt, Martin and Hickmott. Let's take a look at the Hungry Jacks highlights. That West Coast Eagles, look at there, his Hamish Brayshaw was pretty pumped. And that man had a big day out, Luke Shuey. He was a class above. There were some ups and downs, and that was brilliant with the outside of the right boot from Garlett. The juggling mark from Archie. He took one above the ground, and he took one in absolute huge. And look at just the class manoeuvres by Luke Shuey for his day. And if you are, you'd imagine that he's just walking straight back into his next contest. Just 22 disposals, but everything bar one kick, I reckon. He set up Hutchings, who had 32 disposals, Mark Hutchings, and that goal. There's the goals, and these are the top-up players. Joey Deegan, Kieran Hugg, Liam Rabilia, who all kicked important goals at various stages. From 55 out, and here's the Archie mark. Look at this. Whoa, up he came and down he came. It was a huge dangle, and this was important. Hamish Brayshaw, his set shots haven't been great, but Joy, he realised how important this was, trying to lift his team. He had a big day to do today as well, had 19 disposals as well. 32 to Hutchings, 26 to Witherden, 25 to Ainsworth in possibly his best game for West Coast, and there again is Luke Shuey. Brander had 21, O'Neill 19, Brayshaw 19, Zane True 18, had a very good third quarter. Bailey Williams had 18 and 18 hit-outs and 8 marks. Nathan Vardy had 17, 26 and a couple of goals. And this was, look at this, just the smother. Great smother by Kennedy. And that would have iced the game right there. The back of the pack, Sokol kicked 6 goals. He is a very good player. And here he is again, just out-muscled Sumich. They tried everything on him in the first half. It was McGee, then Sumich. But in the end, it was outstanding. Stainsby, Sokol just didn't put a foot wrong. He kicked 6 goals. He's a hard man to match up on. He plays a lot bigger than his frame suggests. And there's Hugg, taken high, the left arm. And it was a non-controlling umpire, but he still had to connect, and he did in the end. And this was brought across the goal face, and Sokol gets his 6th to get the win of the goal. And the boy came back to the middle, but it wasn't that long after that that the siren sounded. And as you can see, the emotion was high level. It means a lot to the whole group. Nathan Vardy with his young son there. Of course, he's got another baby on the way. 32 to Hutchings, 26 to Witherden, 25 to Ainsworth, 22 to Shuey, 21 to Brandon, 19 to O'Neill, Brayshaw 19, True 18, Williams 18, 17 to Vardy, Archie 17 and a huge mark. You'll see that again, I'm sure. Connor West injured with 12, Garlett had 11. Zane Sumich had 10, and also going, Jamison had 5. And as we mentioned, we hope Jalen McGee's knee injury is not too bad. Sokol, it says 5. We thought it was 6. We'll just check that. I'm pretty sure it was 6. In fact, it was. He got 6, so that just needs to be updated, but that's okay. We know what we know what we mean. The end result was the key result. It was a West Coast Eagles win. Their first for the year. They started the contest $15, and Subi started $1.02. Always gamble responsibly. Markets don't mean anything, but in this day and age, it meant plenty to the West Coast Eagles. They started rank outside favourites and caused the upset of the season. On behalf of everyone at the West Coast Eagles, we hope you've enjoyed our live stream. Well done to Steve Bandy. He was up and about today, was he not? Couldn't believe it. He's down there doing the other hard work now that he normally does. Willie Rioli was at the ground. He'll be returning to the football club over the next day as well. On behalf of the hard-working production team behind the scenes, this is Tim Gossage. On behalf of Hungry Jacks, wishing you a good evening on Saturday night as the Eagles get their first win of season 2021.